Do we watch the fights from your POV or from my POV?
Wait, I have to start streaming as well? Right, we'll
I
do
think
that.
so because you have to
Okay.
put the coaching session, I
Okay.
think, in your stuff as well, right? And I have to put
Yeah,
it in the
okay,
form.
okay.
I'm not sure what your form is because I don't have access to any of the Spartan stuff personally. Like I cannot see any of the Spartan stuff. So I don't see any of your
Yeah,
forms or
I
anything
don't
like that.
think it makes sense to watch the last half of the VOD.
Well, I don't know. Let's have a look, I guess. At the very least, the first first times. So
Because
let's
that
watch
was the
from
moment when my mental was like, I felt like my hands are bound, I can't do shit
let's
anymore.
watch from my POV, right? And then you understand like what's the difference between raids.
Gibby was one.
On height now? Or-
Yep.
Yep.
I can see him.
Middle height now.
I'm taking roof.
One on me inside.
Climbing out.
Coming towards.
Yep.
The sound is delayed. One more here.
Down low, down low.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, that's because I know why. That's because his sound. I didn't
One
mute
more
his
here.
sound
Oh,
in
down.
game.
I'm dropping.
Here. By now? 40?
Yeah.
Kill him, just kill him. He's literally minus 150. So
Nice.
this is how we win the first fight, right? Like kill the Bloodhound, the Ashes, like literally getting obliterated, and like the Gibby also.
One more.
That's it.
Coming towards. Yeah, but all of us are just.
We're pushing up, right? But what I mean is, this is as a rate, like how
One more
much
here.
rate
Down.
one can do. Even if not in that specific way, like pretty much. That's how much you can actually do as a rate. But you can also do it as like Bloodhound as well, as long as you position yourself early, a tiny little bit more passive, but then when like the ulti comes down, you send it down on them. But that ulti requires also to understand how to manage your speed, because just being fast doesn't mean you're immortal. Being fast and managing your cover is what makes you immortal. So this is the first fight, right? We win that first fight, and then we go to the next fight. This is the next fight. So this guy's out of the fight.
Gibby left. 20 blue on Gibby. Bubble.
Watching.
So one guy is out of the fight and one guy is dead, right? As a rate already.
Gibby behind you, boys.
Gibby behind me, right? Kill the Gibby, right? But in this moment you see that, like, here. This is the fight that you actually die outside the bubble. So this is how you die outside the bubble. So
Gibby left.
Gibby left,
20
right?
blue on Gibby.
Why don't you simply just hold here? Like, why do you need to go forward? Like, the Gibby is in the bubble, but I'm there. So, it's fine. And even if I'm here, okay.
Gibby behind you, boys.
Why would you stay at the middle, like right here? You see how you're standing right here and he's standing at the edge? That's why he can win the fight. If he stands at
But
the
I
edge,
see that you peek the bubble. I'm just waiting him to go inside again. Like we both shoot him.
okay, that's fine. But then why do you walk out of the bubble and try to kill him here?
Just thirst him. Yeah.
But why do you need that? Because the guy on top is already still there. Like, we shot him and he was there, and he throws an arc snare here even.
Gibby behind you, boys.
And Gibby shoots you. Okay, so when you kill him, why don't you just go back on the staircase and just bat? Like, what is the need? Like, when you see me do this, why don't you simply just go back into the bow and just bat? Like, you don't need to finish him off inside, because then, like, this guy will get on.
No, I can just simply go. Okay. Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do anything there, because one is dead, Gibby is pushing in the bubble alone, and if his teammate pushes, then at this point, like, you'll be dead. However, you still wouldn't want to play right here. Like, this is bad. Here, you don't need to do that. All you have to do is just go to the very edge of the bubble and stand right next to him. And then either he has to go in or he has to go out. One case or another. So you don't need to stay here, because this shooting at the wall there, you see how you basically literally didn't touch him? Like, the guy took 0 damage from your entire, like, position that you were
Yeah,
at.
because I'm at 200 ping and my shots are eating my bubble instead of him.
No. It's not about that. That doesn't matter. Like, look, he peeks out. This is when people say people run shotguns on Gibby. That's why. Because when you do this, if this guy, he actually peeked a very shallow peak, so his shot got eaten by the bubble. But he could have also almost killed you here. Like, could have dropped you to like 20 HP. And then because I pushed him already, he died. But imagine his teammate was pushing you right now from the side, right here. Like, the Gibby hits me once, he drops me to like, I don't know, 20, 30 HP. And then his teammate kills you right here. If this was a good team, they could do that. The only reason they couldn't do that is because they were super uncoordinated. So, in this situation, that's what I mean by, like, you can simply hold your ground.
Archie, give it back.
Why do you run to the middle of the bubble instantly? Like, why do you run to here? What is the need?
Because I know he's gonna push it.
Okay, so if he pushes the bubble and the bubble is here, can't you just play at the back of the bubble? Because we already have a knock on the right.
Probably, yeah.
You don't really need to go far forward. The Gibby, the Gibby is the anchor, but you're going in the middle of the bubble, even though, like, assume that we didn't crack that guy with 3 wingman shots from me before that, and this guy is still alive, potentially, right? What would happen if I were to queue out here, like from this one, and then you get pushed, and then you put yourself right here, between both of them? What will happen then? Because he's behind you, he's not on top of you, like Kush is behind you. And
but this guy is the third guy is on the roof far there.
yes, exactly, he's on the roof, right? But all it takes him is a single slide and 2 steps, and then he goes inside your bubble. So if this guy, if I lost the fight on the right, or I potentially had to queue out.
But we are together on this side. We are 2v1 on this fight.
Well, you're not actually ever shooting a Doctane now, are you? Like, you haven't actually shot.
No, on the Gibby, like.
Yes, but imagine imagine I was against the Octane, and the Octane literally hits me for 220, and I kill him, or I take a lot of damage, and then I queue around the corner. So here, let's assume that this happens. Let's assume this guy, like, right now shred me, like actually shred me.
Yeah, but I saw your health here, and I saw you're almost cracked, so you need a bubble, right?
Yes, but imagine if I had to queue out now because these guys are pushing me. Like, the Ash is pushing me from the top and the Gibby is from the left.
But you wouldn't queue out because you're not that type of Wraith, because if you're, like, you're fine, like, you need just a shield. If your Gibby bubbles you and the other guys are coming, what shall they do? We are 2v3.
What I mean is, this fight can go multiple ways from this position, and if you play it and assume that your teammate will always win, you're not gonna always have the Darken rate just going into him and just like kill him in 3 shots. Like, this fight took flat 2 seconds, right? However, this is not every teammate. You're gonna have worse players with you, worse pros.
Yeah, but I will see
teammates.
what my teammate is doing, no? Like,
Yeah.
I will not let, if I have a useless teammate, I will not let him play on that position. I will tell him to come back and let me do damage first, so he can get, like, if I know he's going to be useless, I will make sure that we do damage before he goes in,
But what if a client is that person? What if a client is an Octane player or a Raid player, and then they just basically...
Then I would make sure that he's not over pushing on his legend.
Well, yes, but
If
you can't always pull them back on every single thing they do.
Yeah, then you need to support them and jump to their side and help them. That's what I did.
But what I mean is, like, 1 HP, right? This guy is low now, so he's quite literally 10 HP, so he can't push in. But imagine now we didn't do that damage. I walk up, like, let's say we cracked him and he just ate a battery. The only reason this guy is so late to the fight is because he's probably either eating a Phoenix or he's eating a bat and a medkit. So that's 10
he has to
30
pop a
seconds.
bet or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because of that, I push in. But let's say that we just cracked them.
Exactly. So you have a 1v1 with that guy on the right. And in the moment the Gibby comes up, I'm just telling him, you're not going to shoot my back in the Wraith. My Wraith in the back. So
Yep.
I'm shooting him to keep him there. Now the moment when you knock one.
So what I mean is, imagine that I would have to, like, either right here, play slow, and this guy, let's say he had insane strafes. He stimmed and insanely dodged the strafes. If you position yourself for this middle, right? And that
Then
guy
I'm in a
up top,
1v1 with this Gibby.
yes, but imagine that the Ash didn't actually lose all that HP. So what I mean is,
Then I'm alone in the front and fucked as a Gibby.
yes. So instead of pushing that forward as Gibby, they have to make a response. Whether I win the fight on the right or not is irrelevant. Because they
You
have
can
to
see
respond.
that I used to play Wraith. Like, you can see that I play positions in front of my team. Yeah. I do that a lot.
Exactly, but you
I
have
do
to.
that a lot.
That's when I say mastering a character. That's what I mean by mastering the character. Mastering the positioning around what the character, where this character finds himself,
Yeah,
it's a
but
5.
for that you need to write me a list. What do you think how a character should be mastered? Each of them.
It's
Because
not
like you have very different meaning and opinion of how a character should play which position in which way. Because your POV is always from tournament perspective.
So, what perspective is your POV from? From pubs or from platinum?
No, I'm not a pubs player.
So, from what perspective is your POV? In what elo would you want your Gibby to be going
No,
forward?
I just try to play towards my team here. I'm playing with an Ashe and a Wraith, like both of them can queue out, bro. I'm the only one who has to play a support legend without any movement and reset.
Exactly.
Because you want to pull me on that legend. You want to force me to play such a legend. Right?
So,
And I'm not, like, my mindset is not to be such a legend. You know, I can manage to be behind my team, but then is the point that you will say, why are you behind the team? You push too late and stuff. Like, you know.
so what you're saying is that regardless of what you are going to do, you want to be on raid because that's the only legend that you want to learn.
I say I can play any legend. You can pull me on any legend. You can pull me on any legend. And I can play my position and not go down.
Would you rate each legend? Like, let's say your top 5 legend. How high would you rate
My
them?
top 5 legends would be first Wraith, then Bloodhound, then Valkyrie. And after that, it pretty much doesn't matter.
So if you were to
like, I probably would run Gibby on that position, or Ashe, or yeah, something like this probably. So like that's the legends I would pick.
So from 1 to 10, how high would you rate each legend that you play? Like your top 5 legends.
What do you mean? How
on a level of 1 to 10, how well do you think you have mastered each?
I think Bloodhound and Wraith are my best legends.
So would you rate them
Definitely.
at 10 out of 10?
Like how good I am on them, I don't know.
Yes.
Compared to who? Compared to what? Compared to myself? Or
in master level, compared to the average master player and let's say a low level pred stack, how well would you compare yourself to? Because let's be real, at some point,
like I cannot compare it to like other people. Like I can't, like if I compare it with you, it's going to be a different result than if I compare it with me, or if I compare it to Hall, or if I compare it to I don't know. You know.
So let's not compare it. Let's say a 10 is a perfect rate, and then a 1 is a poor rate.
Yeah, where but that means that I know exactly everything perfect. Like you are the one make me question Wraith at all. You are the one who makes me think that I'm not able to play this legend. And before I was like, yeah, like I'm not the best Wraith. I still have to do some things. I need to improve on her. Sometimes I'm fucking up a portal or I'm doing a mistake, a huge one that is like pretty bad, you know, hurts a lot. But like I know I was not that bad on her. Like let's say like a 7 or an 8 from 10. From what I felt how I am on Wraith before I met you. But now after I met you, I feel like I'm on a 3 on Wraith.
So there is another case.
And Bloodhound, I felt like the same. Like I felt like maybe because of he can't position himself like a Wraith, that's why I would rate him less. Yeah, because it's like he's a pretty strong legend. I can play him and stuff, but like I would always have struggle like that. I cannot play like on a Wraith or Ashe position, you know. It's just a different thing. You cannot take proper angles because you don't gonna have a reset. That's why I would rate him for myself less than Wraith. So for me, he would be probably a 7. Like Wraith, compared to what I thought how I am on her, was 7 to 8. Yeah, like I don't think I have a legend where I would say it's a 10. Like because there's just no legend that is perfect, you know. Like I'm gonna do mistakes on any legend, but I think like I wouldn't give myself a 10 on any legend at all. But I think like Bloodhound and Wraith, like Wraith is probably an 8, Bloodhound a 7, Valkyrie probably 7. I don't know.
All right.
What other legends do we have? Let me see.
Just your
So
top 3 or top 5 is fine because you won't need like to learn every single
my,
legend perfectly. But ultimately,
my top 5 is like in the order Wraith, Bloodhound, Valkyrie, and then comes like something like Gibby Ash.
okay.
That's it.
So
That's like my legends.
there is
Everything
another.
else is like emergency case.
So there is
Like,
another player that I coached who was planning to become an aspirant, but he didn't. He chose not to. Who also played Raid, but he played it the other way, the opposite way from you. He was like going in, and he was expecting that kind of his teammates would be always there, always at the right place. And then I told him that like you're trying to do a lot, but then when you make a mistake, that your teammates get the brunt of it. So he made a 180, and he started playing too passive. And now he's like, okay, so I'm literally gonna be never down and always the one like clutching and doing the plays. But what ends up being is that he's now playing third position Raid.
Wraith.
He's the furthest
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
And then his teammates
Yeah.
are going in, but they can't do anything, and they're risking so much more, so that he's like, oh, they're always dead, they're always dead. I'm like,
Exactly.
okay,
I
so
think this is what happens to me right now.
I looked at him. I was like, yeah, but you're the Raid. Why are you standing at 3 miles away when this team is standing inside the building? You're not looking for any angles. You're not creating any space. You're not doing anything. You're not making the enemy make any mistakes.
And I really want to do that. And I feel like, I really want to do that. And maybe you could also tell me, like, if you see, like, yo, Chaos, if you have Wraithport, you could try to take an angle from here on them. We can just hold them here and you can see what you can do.
So
If I'm not having this idea by myself. Usually I should get this idea by myself because it's my natural instinct on Wraith to do that, right? It should be, I think.
there, like the idea is that people cannot instantly like find your character's best play, and even if you have like an even better coach than me, in like let's say master fights, it's not that easily possible for someone to just be like, oh yeah, go do this and do it with that, because
Now, for me, it doesn't matter.
at some
Like,
point you don't really know you don't really know what position they're in, and in order for someone to perform well themselves, they can't perform for another person as well, without losing focus of their own play. Like I can suggest some things, but ultimately the game sense falls down onto the person to know their kit and understand what they do. So back to my point, like I told that person, so you used to be A, he used to be playing like, basically he was a big Asu fan. He was like, he wanted to be the Raid, the playmaker, the fucking, like, he has he had the mechanical skill to back it up, however. In your case right now, your mechanical skill is less than what you would need in order to actually brute force your way as a Raid. Because Raid is a character that skirmishes. Skirmisher in
yeah, I know my aim is fucked, but you know why, right? You know why.
It's a player. Well, yeah, but what I mean is that when that is the case, then you make adjustments to compensate for that. Like when I was a 70 FPS laptop player, I didn't play Raid.
No, I'm telling you, like, this is fixed. This is fixed now. I just switched my POV back, right? So I'm back on that. So I'm pretty sure the aim is not going to be a big problem. Like, you can also see in this POV that, like, there were like some really nice beams.
Yes.
But yeah, exactly. There were like really some really nice beams. So it's getting better. I can one clip again, like I'm getting used to the field of view resolution and the sensitivity. It's literally getting fine. I'm not that lost anymore like 4 weeks ago. It's really better than 4 weeks ago, but it's still not as much on point as I wanted. Like I have to work more on my aim for sure. Like
Okay.
100% for sure.
Let me bring something to my PC real quick, and we'll go over that, and I'll explain what I mean by mechanical skill. Because mechanical skill is not just pressing your mouse one button correctly. It has a lot more to it than it does just simply shooting. Mechanical skill involves like a full
Recoil
package
control.
of it involves a full package of multiple things that combine into ability to take duos and win them. So let me go to the toilet real quick and warm something and bring it to my PC, and we'll go from there. Give me 1 sec.
Mhm. Mhm. I have to change stream title. I'm back. Hello. Okay, there cannot. I just want to be good at what I do. I want to be as perfect as possible. It's never going to happen that anything is going to be perfect. Nothing can be perfect, but I want to do it as good as possible. I have the best coach in the fucking world with Darkin, but I need to be so much better.
I'm back.
Hi, Beck. So basically,
What's up?
1 second. What I can say is that the biggest interest of me for me at the moment is like, yeah, I can master any legend I have to. Like, you can pull me literally on any legend. It doesn't
Let me
matter.
pick up a knife.
Like,
Give me 1 sec.
mhm.
Oh, I'm back. So.
Yeah. So basically, you can put me on any legend, doesn't matter. But my biggest interest, like the legend that from my interest, I really want to master the most, and like not in a way that I say, yeah, now I feel I'm good on Wraith. Like it's literally, I want to master Wraith in a way that I respect your skill, I respect your point of view on the game. I respect your game sense. Like I'm looking up to you, you know?
Have you watched The
And
Matrix?
and wait. And as a person who is looking up to you on someone who has a very high demand Wraith player, my goal, like what I want to do is like as a perfectionist, as someone who want to do the things right, my personal goal is that I want to learn to play Wraith in a way that you can say, yes, Chaos, now you play decent on Wraith. Like that's how you should do it. Like that was the move. That was the move. Keep doing. And if it takes me time, okay, but like I really want to put so much effort and energy in working on that yeah, I can play another legend because I'm not able to do that, blah blah blah, you know? But the interest like is just so high in learning Wraith how you would recommend to play her. This is my strongest interest. Like, of course, I can play any legend, you know, but I want to be able to say one day, not only I'm a good Wraith, I want to be able to say I'm a good Wraith, and my coach can prove that. You know?
So, have you watched The Matrix?
No. Yeah, probably
Not
Matrix
even the
the
first
movie.
one?
Yeah, I did. It's a long time ago.
Long time ago, right? So remember what Morpheus said?
I just remember lots of small doors and a big wall when I think to Matrix, and this slow motion move, the famous one.
You
That's
remember?
all. That's all I remember.
No, what I mean is, you remember when Morpheus went up to Neo and said, "Forget everything you think you know."
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Because like he was like entering the freaking Matrix world and shit. So it was like, forget
Mm-hmm.
everything you think you know. That's the same way that the person that I'm talking about that I coached, I approached it the same way for him, basically, because he also was under the impression that this and this and that and that. And when I broke it down for him, I'm like, okay, listen, forget everything you think you know and start from scratch. Because the way that you've learned the game is backwards. You have learned to shoot and essentially go and fight and have the instinct to fight. You have not learned as to how to understand fights go. Like you don't see anything behind you and you don't see anything to your sides. You simply see what's in front of you and what you can shoot at that is in front of you. So at present, you're kind of at that stage. You have to forget everything you think you know in order to build fundamentals. And when I say mechanical skill does not simply mean how well you shoot. That we just call it aim. That's not mechanical skill. That's a part of mechanical skill. When people say mechanical skill, it's your ability to move while shooting well, and on top of that, position yourself to win fights with your mechanical skill, including that.
I'm not doing that when I'm relaxed. I'm not going down a lot, like maybe sometimes for something unlucky that you couldn't avoid or not predictable, but I am like, if I'm relaxed and like, then it's just a different topic, you know?
So, what I mean by that is, at the present level, if you are to go up against the master players, I showed you already, right, the percentile that you fall within Kovacs. So, you don't have to take it for that, like, guarantee. But right now in masters, there's 120, 130.
Like even my 3D aim trainer stats are better than from other aspirants. Like, and they are doing that. They try to level up, and like I'm Grandmaster 3. That's like top 3%. I'm short about to be like in the top, like I don't know, 1% or something. It's not that much. I'm top 2% something.
I mean, I don't know the stats in that one because that aim trainer is, like, in my opinion, really bad, and pretty much nobody actually.
We can make a challenge, you and me, and see who gets better stats.
I don't even have that game. I tried to. They asked me to test it on the browser, and I tried to put it on the browser, and on
No,
the browser
you can do it on Steam.
it had 1 FPS. It literally had 1
No,
FPS on the browser. So
you can download it on Steam, and it's working properly. There's a program that has the name Become a Pro, and there you can improve your aim. Like,
yeah,
it's like
I saw that.
capture.
I saw that it exists on Steam, but given that it doesn't even work on the browser, I was like, I mean, okay, that doesn't matter. Like,
No, the browser is shit, but the Steam thingy works.
however, in my opinion, the game, like the way it looks, I also don't like. Like, Kovacs is so much more
Yeah, me neither.
customizable and everything. It's much.
Me neither, but
nicer.
we have to do it, and I have to improve my stats on that thingy, and like I'm improving it every day.
So ultimately, what I mean is, if I were to rate the mechanical skill that you would need in order to be aggressive and not be anti-frag, but be the one anti-frag.
Pen and paper. Stop. I'm making notes. Wait, that's the part. You have my attention. Yep.
That would also include incredibly improved strafing as well, because after that we're gonna go and do 1v1s. Because when I watched your POV when you're like raid entering, you're not just not strafing enough. You're strafing like you have your one hand. You have one button on your entire keyboard. You have not pressed.
I have only one hand. One hand is handicapped.
So
yeah.
You have not used like a single crouch or a single like short strafe into long strafe in the entire time that I saw you like challenging people in crossrange.
Oh yeah, I did that today, but not when I played with you.
Every single time that you go into fights is like you just strafe right and left, and that's it. That's all. That's all the strafing would do. One strafe to the right.
Fuck yeah, you're right.
To the left. When you play against like plats and golds and silvers, you don't feel that they can punish you for it, because I mean, to them even this is like way too much strafing. They can't really hit any of that. As long as they simply don't match you with the controller, they won't really do all that much damage. And if they do, even there, you can tell that they're actually like killing you there, where they should not even be landing any damage at all. But when you play against masters, it starts to become exponentially more punishing, and especially against predators, because now like there's fucking 120k, 30k masters, but there's only like 1k predators, right? Like 50 predators.
Yeah.
So in that case, when you play against those players, assuming that you would have to, and this is where you should be aiming at, everybody can beat goats. Like if pro players were aiming to beat codes, we would be god by now, because I mean we could do it even with like 24 hours of gameplay with no sleep, because people are there's simply such a skill disparity. But the idea is that you're a pro player, therefore you're better than even the people that are at the highest level or equal to them. So equal to the predators and better than the masters. Because simply being better than the platinums means nothing. That just means the bottom 20% of the game. Or
Why do we recruit then when people are Diamond 2 only?
Exactly, but that's not something that I can set up. If it was up to me, the requirement would be
I'm just
base.
I'm just saying, as someone who didn't even hit Masters is just and just like as in Diamond, how should he compete with a Pred? You know what I mean? Like
Exactly, but that's not a requirement I can set, sadly. However,
yeah,
if any of those people ever hope to be on equal ground with other pro players that started here a long time ago, they would have to improve their skills significantly. And by significantly, I mean 100-fold. They literally
yeah,
have to grind their
200% up.
positioning, their mechanical skills, their game sense, their game knowledge.
Yeah, that's why I'm with you. I'm maybe not a D2 player, like I'm multiple master. By the way, I made it this season, first time multiple master, by the way. When Legion Farm was asking me to improve my rank, yeah. During the aspirants program, and like they asked me what was your rank before LF, and I was like masters 10k. They asked like now, I'm like masters on almost 3 accounts. And that was not the team lead time, you know.
So,
I'm masters on almost 3 accounts, bro.
so
Probably I could have grinded one account to 15k maybe in that time.
so the rank side doesn't really matter. It's the fundamentals. Like I can like not grind ranked at all and be like diamond on multiple accounts, but that wouldn't actually change me like being able to play well. The fundamentals
Yeah, but they
stay
are asking for
regardless
the
of.
rank. They say
Yeah,
rank
yeah, of
before,
course.
rank after.
Yeah, of course. For aspirants, yes.
And
Ultimately,
KD.
what I mean is that I don't compare myself. If I was an aspirant, I will never compare myself to other aspirants if the bar was low. If somebody set a low bar, I would not lower myself to that bar. I would put my own much
Yeah,
higher bar, and I would aim
that's
to
what I'm
sit down.
saying.
So,
That's what I'm saying.
like, just because somebody says, in order to call yourself
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
as
you want to be one of the best, you don't want to compare yourself with lower people.
exactly to
Like, you
someone.
want to compare yourself with the
Right now,
best.
a lot of the masters are some of the worst players in the game because the people
Yeah.
that were in platinum and gold
I
are
got
now.
masters in my team that were not able to do more than 20 damage, both of my teammates, before they got rolled. While I pulled off like maybe 400 down 2 and cracked the last guy, you
There are
know?
people with 0.12 KDA and 100 average damage that are in masters right now. That should tell you how low the bar is right now.
They just go placement points to masters.
Yes, they just go top 5 and just pick off a kill every so often somewhere, and that's it. And you get like you don't even need to go fight. You just go around with any weapon. If any fight is happening, just go pick off a kill or two, and that's it, and just go right, and you get plus 50, plus 70.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
my point is, Masters is irrelevant. I don't care about rank. Nobody cares about rank. Even Predator is completely irrelevant to most of the people. What matters is people's ability to understand fundamentals and positioning. Fundamentals include every single thing, whether that's your game sense, whether that's your game knowledge at understanding ranked ladder, and just your like how people act, whether that's your mechanics. Especially the thing that decides this game more than anything, like 60%, is positioning. You could have every single of the other twos. If your positioning is shit, that nothing else would save you. No game sense, game knowledge, or mechanical skills saves poor positioning. The only thing that makes or breaks these things is positioning. So that's why I emphasize the most about positioning, because positioning allows you to exert pressure and force mistakes, even if you're not a god tier aimer. As long as you're in a good position, you can actually allow yourself space to make mistakes because you're not in a bad position. However, when you're a wraith, that changes a little bit. Simply being safe all the time doesn't work anymore because then there's someone else who has to take the risk for you. And that's why before I put people on raid, I have them fix their positioning. Because if their positioning is bad, even if they have mechanical skill, they'll get themselves entryed even though they did a lot of damage. So every single fight you'll hear, this guy's won, and then he'll be on the floor. And then now you're fighting a defensive fight already, not an offensive fight, because you have no anti-fragger. He just anti-fragged himself. So that's why I don't put people on raid. Because when your positioning doesn't...
I know I can pull entry damage without going down. I can do it. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I fuck up because I'm doing mistakes, but I can do it. Like maybe 75% of the time. It's not 100% of the time.
Or that depends against who? Against masters?
As well, I shit on Savage. It's like top 100 prep in friends. I shit in his face. Like I can do it. Yes, against Mumsy, even against Mumsy. Like when my aim was good, like Mumsy said to me, like, "Oh, holy shit, Chaos! They are not ready for you. They are not ready for you." Like him and me in firing range, he was not ready for me. He said, "I'm not gonna lie, I was not ready for you." And the thing is, it was before everything was fucked with my aim and stuff. Like my movement was always trash. I never had good movement, and I never had super cracked aim. But my beam was there once.
Exactly.
I had a beam.
So.
I had a beam. And what he said, like he was also watching my POVs, and he gave me some feedback and he said like, I think you lost a bit of your confidence. Get it back and you will wash people. Like he watched on me, I was like, you lost your confidence. You need to get back your confidence. Like
confidence is really important on raid because there's no way for you to go and fight to create space if you're not confident. However,
exactly, and when I'm
the issue with this is that you're much more emotional than most people, and simply making like 1 or 2 or 3 wrong moves, and then after that like feeling bad about it, and then you just like go the other way around, will end up being so that it's impossible for you to ever.
No, I think that's more related. I think that's more related to the fact that I want to do it correct for you and feel like helpless and completely powerless when like literally everything I try to do correct is wrong. Like this is just like a PUT situation where this shouldn't happen at all. This shouldn't happen at all. Lucien, thank you for the follow. Jesus. That basically shouldn't happen at all. Well, this is the moment you feel helpless, when you think you suck and you want to do it correct, but your hands are getting bound from it. And then you start to put more pressure on yourself because you want to do it right. You want to pull off a lot of damage and you want to clutch and like it has nothing to do with an ego thing. It has to do with I need to prove my team lead that I'm not useless. Like I can play. And the thing is the more I try to take the criticism and to make it how expected, I fuck it up more. I'm even less confident then. I'm okay. This was not right. Let's not repeat it. Let's do it different. Let's do how it's said.
How would we change that?
I need to get my confidence back. I need to get my confidence back.
Because
tell me
how? Because I can do a lot of things, but simply knowing what you need to get back doesn't allow me to help. I need to know what does that for you, because I've never had such issues, and I've had other people have such issues, but I've simply retaught them the entire game, and when I retaught them the game, they're like, damn, now I understand everything, and now I can actually start building from there, from zero. People have learned from ground zero better than they have learned from what I already thought they were at, and then build on that. Because when you build on the wrong...
But that's the thing. I already am. I feel like I am not on ground zero. I feel like I'm under the earth, bro.
Exactly. So let's say you're under the earth. Let's
because I want to do what my team lead expect me to do. Yeah, I want to do just that. Like, I want to go out of the session and at least say, okay, like, we started with some mistakes, but actually, in the end, I did it right. Like, I started to get better on it. Let's say Wraith. Like, maybe I overbubbled and stuff with Gibby. Probably also because I wanted to play Gibby, you know, like, you're Gibby, why you don't bubble? I have so much things in my mind. I don't know. Like,
Okay,
so assuming Wraith, you know how to play Pathfinder, you know how to play Bloodhound, you can play any legend, you can play Gibby as well. Like, you're good anyway on any legend, and you know how to position yourself. So for you, it's anyway not a big deal, whatever you play, I guess.
why do you
So
think that is? Why do you think that is the case? Like, what makes me
that is
different from you?
that is because, like, wait, what makes me different from you? I mean, I can do it as well, but the thing is,
Exactly.
like,
So what is the? Why can I do it? Right?
I can do it as well, but the thing is, I want to be good on a legend. Like, I want to be good on Wraith because this is the main legend I want to learn, and the most interest from me is to master her in a way that you say, yes, now you master her in a way that also I can say, this is how you play Wraith. Like, you didn't play Wraith before Chaos, you had to do this and this. You had to learn how to do this and this, and you never did it. Now you're playing Wraith Chaos. And then when we have a client, or like even you say, okay, let me play Wraith, is it fine, Chaos? I can say, yeah, sure. And I will maybe also enjoy playing another legend. But the thing is, in the moment when I'm getting forced of playing a legend that I actually don't really have a big interest in mastering it, because it's not my passion. I can do it, but it's not my passion, you know?
So you're talking about Gibby.
Any, like, any, you know, like, wait, no, I lost what I wanted to say. God damn it. So, I think I would not even have a problem to play another legend when I know that you are convinced that now I can master Wraith, and then it wouldn't matter. Like, you can tell me.
I didn't understand that. What did you say? So, if
Like,
I am convinced that you're master,
if I would play Wraith now, and you coach me on Wraith now, until I do it right, until you say, yeah, Chaos, finally you play Wraith how she should be played,
okay.
I probably would have no issue on switching to another legend, because I would know, okay, I have one legend where I find that legend I wanted to learn, that legend I wanted to be good with, and finally he says you're good with it. He knows I can pull off something, and I don't have to do it anymore because I have my proof now. I can master the legend, I can focus on another legend.
So
my main interest is that.
What do you think is the reason that I'm saying that Raid is not the legend that you would want to master first and at this present time?
Because of my positioning. And because of the fact that you are pulling more damage than me. Much more damage than me. And because you're IGLing and going in first, and this is basically a Wraith job. So if I would be Wraith, it would maybe mean that I would have to pick fights and IGL and lead my team.
No.
And that would mean that I would have to lead my team lead maybe.
You don't have
right?
to IGL. You don't have to IGL. IGLing is simply just giving the next objective, you could say. But in fights, it's all about like just giving information. There is no. If you call.
But the IGL is most likely the one who picks the fight, right? And who goes to look where we engage next. And most likely the people who are not IGLing are behind that person, right? So most likely.
Nope, that's not the case. In most of the games where you play, like we'll see Predator 3 stacks.
Yeah.
There is no IGL. There is no person that immediately calls every single plan and everybody else instantly falls.
Mm-hmm.
There are some such squads, few. But most squads, all they do is they just walk around and give each other information. The person with usually the most information is the closest person to the enemy team, which usually ends up being the anti-fragger rate. And if the anti-fragger rate says something like I need to back up,
So
or like,
you put IGL basically on a background legend while like your entry fragger is a wraith.
I have been IGL the entire time that I was playing pro play on Gibby. So if I was IGL on Gibby, why would that not allow? I did it in pro play.
Yeah,
why
that means that you don't have to be entry
in
frag.
ranked?
Yeah,
Why would that not allow someone to do it in ranked as well on Patty, on Bloodhound, on Gibby? If you're at the back, you actually, as a Bloodhound especially, you have the most information. You have literally like the entire space of information, because sometimes your rate would be in a 1v1 while you scan and you would see everything around him, but he wouldn't. He would be focused in his fight, in which he has to
So I
survive
basically could play Wraith even when you're IGLing, and it just means that I will, like, even if you say like, let's push this fight, I could tell you like, yeah, okay, like just let me take an angle from that side, or like, so we can like work together on it, right? And I can maybe portal somewhere, or even if you IGL and pick that fight, I can still be entry fragging in it, right?
Exactly. So IGLing with rate is not required because she's a rate. It's usually because people that are playing the forward-most position usually try to create space. So they're trying to pull the trigger for their teammates against the enemy team. And so if you get close and you do 180 damage, but I'm shooting at the guy at a distance and I did like 1 or 2 wingman shots, I'm not gonna instantly W key forward. But if my rate says like Ash 1, she's stuck in the building, I mean, I'm just gonna go forward. Like, she's stuck in the building.
Yeah, and you still have to be able to just hold that team out, right? And wait until your team pulls off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is why people think that a rate should always be the IGL, because when people entry, they give the trigger. They pull the trigger and they give the command for the teammates to pull the trigger on the push. Yeah. Usually because they're the ones that are close. But that doesn't mean that this is necessary for any team to function. There are teams with no IGLs and like 3 support players, and each one like basically follows the next call, if there is such a call. There is no need for a single person to be absolutely the authority, and nobody can cross anything that they say. Sometimes one person has information that the other one has not got at that very moment. If you call that information, then the call could change. And in situation, let's say that I'm fighting, but then my teammate sees there's another team and we have to literally give up on the fight midway through the fight, even though I did like 160 damage to one of them and one is knocked. If there is caustic gas in the entire building and we're getting naded from staircase, if we continue fighting and I ignore my teammate's call we have to go back, and we will die. We will win the fight and die. Therefore, me IGLing and cutting off his call would mean that we're probably gonna lose. So it's easier for a raid to simply just trust the call. Regardless of what character you are, Ash, Raid, or Patty, or Bloodhound, if you have information, that call can change regardless of who is IGL. So
yeah, true.
That's the reason that I'm saying that the raid is not necessary to be an IGL. But what is necessary is to understand positioning for each character. Almost every single fight will end up being so that the closest person in vicinity of opponents would always be the anti-fragger character that can escape. So when that is the case, that person needs to also have the necessary game sense, confidence, and mechanical skill. So if challenged, they are both able to survive, probably win the fight, and make it out, so that
game sense wouldn't be the bigger thing if the confidence wasn't crashing so much when I did everything wrong. You know what I mean?
So you're literally the female version of my friend Tara, who I coached. Like he's literally exactly the same as you. He has the exact mentality. Like he had that for months. Like I coached him for months, and he actually.
It's because I'm looking up to you. It's like the same when I'm playing with Mandy. I'm looking up to you guys.
Yep, he actually looks up to me as well a lot. Like he regards me as a very, very good player, and I respect that as well, because I've managed to like impress him enough with my skills, you could say.
And the problem is that this crashes. looking, it crashes with my personal, like, doing things as perfect as possible. Like, I know nothing is going to be perfect, yeah, but I want to do it right as
That's
good
why I'm
as
saying.
possible.
That's why I'm saying you're the exact same
And
as
at
him,
the
because you
moment
are.
when
You are exactly the same as him. All the problems that you are currently explaining to me, I have already coached that to a male version of you. Yeah. So, mm,
Good to hear. I'm not alone. Let's go.
that's not new to me. Like the same.
Just let me know that you were successful with him in the end.
Yeah, he's good, but he still
Okay,
does
that
mistakes on
gives me
raid.
some hope. That
He,
gives me some hope.
he still makes mistakes on raid, but he also understands like why it's needed to make mistakes and everything. So he used to bash himself significantly more for each
Yeah.
mistake, and then that made him play worse immediately after. So the longer the session, the more he bashes himself and the worse it gets. Because he is the opposite of you. He doesn't actually go back. He tries to do more in order to push himself to do better, but then that makes it even worse because now he's trying to do too much. When he's trying to do too much, it gets worse because he's trying to like he's trying to do the 1v3 essentially when he doesn't
Yeah,
have to.
exactly.
All he has to do is just
That could be
basically
me.
take one fight, somewhat win it, make some space so that everybody has to pay attention to him, not die, and then the fight's won. Because the teammates have already gotten so far forward and gotten so good positions that because he didn't die, now the teammates are basically just like winning the fight for him at that point. But for him, he was basically convinced that if he doesn't do anything, and every fight that he doesn't clutch or like do a lot, he's like, I did nothing this fight, like, and he's like mad about it. So that's what I'm talking about specifically. You're quite literally the female version of that. However, the only way that I could teach him is to make him forget everything he knew about the game. So he was also convinced that he's really good, and mechanically, his scores on Kovacs are not too far from mine. So mechanically, he's already way ahead of you, you could say. Like mechanically, in terms of his ability to fight, he's about on par with some, if not most, pros on LF.
Yeah, that contains the fact that he knows how aim trainers work. I needed to figure that out first.
I
I
gave him
didn't
aim
even know
trainer.
that I have
No,
to hold the trigger, bro.
I gave him the aim trainer. Like
For the long strafe invincible. You remember when you gave me the
yeah.
task long strafe invincible? I was like, yeah, I shot it a few times. My accuracy is pretty good, but my score is like 100.
But he never played aim trainers before that. He never touched
No,
anything about aim trainers.
never in my life, bro.
How long?
Never
How
in my
long have you
life.
played on MNK for?
Since I'm a child.
How long?
Like since
20?
I'm 5 years
25?
old. 27 years now.
He has played
Oh, wait, I'm 34. I'm 29 years. I'm
compared
playing mouse and keyboard since 29 years.
compared to you. He has played less than 2 years. When he started, he had less than 1 year with me. Like, he was playing on MNK for less than
Yeah,
1 year.
but you have to imagine that during that time when I was a teenager, there was a time where I had no PC for probably 10 years.
That's
So
fine.
maybe I have to reduce that,
That's fine.
subtract that. So let's say 10 years when I was young, then 10 years I was not playing at all, and then I started to play again after I got a child with 21 or something, like 10 years ago.
Of course. But what I mean is,
So
right? In terms of raw experience, the difference is that you have about 10 times his experience, right? He has less than 2 years.
with the difference that I always played high sense, and since Apex, I'm slowing it down.
So did he?
Like
He played three
Nice.
times the sense when he came here.
Me too. When I came to Apex, I played on 2.5 with 1000 DPI, bro.
Yeah. So he fixed everything. So
Yeah, same.
he literally, like from the foundation up, built everything when we played together. Like all of his positioning, everything. He grinded by himself, and then with me, and then more by himself. He never had teammates much to grind with, so he was always solo queue.
Mhm.
It was always like doing this thing in solo queue because he didn't really have too many consistent like teammates. Even when he did the OFGs, it didn't really work out for more than a day or two. So ultimately, he never had like someone to grind with. But with me, he learned positioning and game sense for fights. The mechanical skill part, that he was making mistakes only when he was like shaking, because he had like a lot of shaking, like his entire like hand was shaking, but he's working on that. There's, I guess, less now. Ultimately, however, his mechanical skill to begin with as a raid player was higher than yours. So even him, I removed him from raid, and then
Yeah,
he
but
learned
I
other
am
characters.
removed from Wraith since 6 weeks, and even Frank was not allowed to play her in the beginning, but his
Exactly.
program was just a month, and I played 6 weeks something else. And the thing is like, I'm willing to learn any legend, and I can do that. Like, but the thing is, my passion is somewhere else, and I want to be good on that. And I understand that it's so demanding when it comes to mistakes on this entry fragging. But I think the challenge is literally to master that and to connect here on the right point and say like, all right, like as entry fragger, you want to do this and this and this now, and put the pressure here instead. Like,
That's what my friend was thinking as well. You know, for him to learn raid, he needed to play raid. Except he didn't. He actually got pretty good at other characters first, which I told him, which was Blahan and Gibby. And when
that's what I did.
when he got good on them, that's when he actually came back to raid, and it was so much better. But right now, your Gibby is way off. Like
Bro, you can like as I said, like I was just getting more and more nervous. Like everything I did was just wrong, you know?
Yes, you could say that most of the things that you did on Gibby were wrong. So what I can explain is how to do them right.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to, you can after, like later, if in the future, you can be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, here's the VOD, rewatch, and then there we go. You understand.
Yeah, but the thing itself is that there like
I cannot magically teach someone to play raid if there are already fundamentals
you don't have
missing.
to tell me how to shoot or how to hold a team. Just like
actually, there is a lot of things that come into raid that I can't simply just say, yeah, just do this and that's it. Like that's all the raid. Like raid has much more responsibilities
like,
in ways that other characters don't have to, but other characters can afford to take less risks but be more impactful. So when someone is not that good, they can't immediately be efficient and consistent on raid, even if they try to, no matter how much they try, because the fundamentals are simply not there yet. The foundation.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if I'm confident in a match with you, I will success like even on Wraith, because I will have the confidence. I will know that this is the moment to do that and pull off this and this. And I think if I'm never trying to do that, at least like for more than 3 matches, yeah, let's say for 2 or 3 days where we play at least, I will never be able
clients, to. Like we do that with clients, so therefore we have to be somewhat consistent and somewhat good. We can't just be like completely like unable to do anything, because if clients are like early season diamond or master.
But for that we should have the sessions where we are just you and me, like these sessions
the coaching sessions,
like,
right? But ultimately, this is what I told them. Like, if you want people to have the ability to constantly coach the aspirants and put a lot of time into them.
But for the new program, it is like that. Yeah, we have like I think 3-hour coaching session regularly from the plan.
But for example, like for these,
like we could put the focus on Wraith in their time like not put the focus on Wraith when we play with clients. Like, for example, we could do that. That would be compromise. So I would have at least some satisfying moment on Wraith. You know, that I can take for a solo play or solo queue or aspirant games. So I know, okay, I learned this on my session on Wraith. I know I have to do this now. That would be a compromise. So when we play with clients, I play a support legend and improve there. And when we have like duo session, I can play Wraith and you coach me in that, like, because it doesn't matter if it's wrong. It's just my mistake, and the random dies with us, whatever.
So
It's,
ultimately, ultimately, what I mean by that is, why would we learn rate as duo, but then we play support, which we haven't learned anything about, with client, where it would go disastrously as it did.
I mean, if I'm doing great on Wraith, I can stick to it with clients, right? Except
but
if you say I want to play her.
Unfortunately, right now it's very, very far from where it's supposed to be. So how would we do that in that case? Because there is not a 0 to 100 instantly. This process takes a long time. It takes months, and if not years, to learn fundamentals. Fundamentals
But we
don't just
don't
happen
have
in a
to.
day.
We do not have to. We do not have to do all the team lead hours with clients, right? We can also do them like 1 hour with a client, 1 hour together. Like, it's up to us, right? So I don't think I will need that long to master her, because I think I did very lot of good moves on her, probably not when I played with you, but there were some moments when I was saying, yes, this is probably how you should play her. I'm not sure. Like maybe I'm not that far. Maybe I'm 50% from it. Like, at least with confidence.
Where would you put yourself percentage-wise? Because I would put you a different percentage than what you probably would think. So ultimately, what do you think? Because someone's perception of themselves has to be somewhat realistic.
I don't have any perception about myself anymore since I lost like all my confidence in what I'm doing, right?
Exactly. That's fine. Because if you forget everything you know, then you can build from scratch. That means if you assume you know nothing, then now is the time to learn everything. Now is the time to basically rewrite everything that ever existed and be like, oh, so this is how it's supposed to be. So if that is the case, then it doesn't matter which character you have to play, because the biggest fundamentals right now that prevent the three things by far the most. You can agree to disagree.
But why am I confident when I'm playing with other players and not when I'm playing with you? Like when I'm playing by myself and like.
I don't know, because I mean, first of all, we're not. I guess you're not in Masters to begin with, but also.
No, I'm also playing solo queue masters, bro. I'm also playing solo queue master lobbies. I was gaining points. I was even getting a top 2 with like 5 KP or something solo. Like my randoms died. I was alone. I got 5 KP.
Okay,
yeah, I picked like one fight from far with a bow check, as you said, and was running away like a pussy. True. I admit that. It was plat lobbies. Yeah, sure. I wanted to gain my placement and my KP. But also later, like I picked some 1v1s and I won them. Like.
So, like I said, the biggest three fundamentals that are currently at too low level to actually put any character, regardless of that's rate or anything, into full use and be consistent on it is positioning, by far, the positioning, the game sense around how to play the situations, and the mechanical confidence to take the fights when needed. So if these three are at a low level, going on any character, regardless of how risky it is, would still mean that there's a lot of problems. So when that is the case, right?
That is related to the mentor, right?
Not necessarily. Mental is separate thing. Simply being.
But my mentor make me be not able to shoot sometimes. Like on that Velk on the high ground where I got knocked, I hit her for 11 because my mental was completely fucked in this moment.
Okay, so what I can say is that no coach ever can change someone's mental if they themselves don't understand how to control their own mental. There has not been a person that I've coached that I've had to coach as a psychiatrist. Like,
no, you don't have to coach me as a psychiatrist. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, but ultimately this is how it would end up being, because you're saying that everything has to do with confidence. If there is no confidence, there is nothing else.
No, yeah, in the moment when I'm doing everything wrong, where do I have the confidence that I do something right? I think as a coach, at least you should say, oh, Nix, hi, in my chat, this guy was the guy who said it once.
Who?
Like he said to
Nix?
me, he said, Nix, yeah, it's a friend of mine.
Nick Sames?
No, I'm Nix is his name.
Oh, because
Just Nix.
I know a guy called Nick Sames. I figured that maybe it's him, but he's
No, no,
a
it's
pretty
not.
good
It's
gamer.
not. It's also a pretty good gamer, to be honest.
But ultimately,
But never mind. Like, I think he said that once. Like, you give like 3 critics and 3 good feedbacks. That mixes, like, that doesn't make it feel so bad, you know? Like, 3 good things, 3 positive things, and 3 bad things, or 5 and 5, something like this. That could change something on the mental from
so the
from
biggest
the
positive
player.
thing I can give you that you have is motivation and ambition. That is the 2 things that you have. That
No, I mean like from the games, like mid the game, what was right, what was like, you know, you say 3 good things and 3 bad things, for example, to make it more balanced.
So here, I would give you right here what is good versus what is bad. So let me change to this, right?
Mumsy is also in chat. Hey, Mumsy.
So
Don't know if you saw here.
Not true.
oh wait, holding this was good. So there
Wait,
is.
let me share my screen with my
You can share screen with chat. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I do that now.
So once again, in the situation, it happened
25
that I woke
flash.
up,
Gibby
a
left.
fight,
20.
kill this,
Blue on Gibby.
and we go for the Gibby, kill the Gibby, and that guy is still there, right? That's on my POV. From your POV, this was good. You standing here and waiting on the head glitch when I was in the open, that's because I'm taking space. You being here is completely fine. This is where you should be, right? So it's good things.
25 flash.
Right?
Gibby left.
Gibby left, right? You can actually even, right now, stand on this corner and just hold here.
Okay.
If I'm in a
It was a
1v1,
mistake
that's
to push
exactly
more.
what I want it to be. I want to be in a 1v1. If I can isolate it to 1v1. Your rate would ideally want to be on 1v1. And if they don't do anything, right, then this 1v1 should essentially result in, like...
Wait, a Wraith should be on a 1v1 as well, if she wins it, of course, right?
You don't...
She need to win a 1v1, yeah?
You don't ever really want to force 1v1s, but in some cases, the Wraith would find herself in a 1v1 as a skirmisher because she can't always have her teammates right behind her ass all the time.
Yes.
If her teammates walk behind her ass, they also risk getting blasted for it, and that puts you at disadvantage, which means now you're playing defensive fight. So that's why I'm not relying here that you're right on my ass at that moment. If you are not right there, I will not, like, require you to be there, as long as you're simply holding the angle and not allowing them to come straight into me without being punished for it with health. That's all that's needed, because the fight is set.
Hammer Ben Speedrunner, thanks for the follow.
Right?
Yeah, true.
So if that is the case, then that's correct. Up until here, everything is correct. So when you bubble here and I win the fight, right?
The bubble should maybe have been on the low ground as well, right?
Well, you can do it on the low ground, yeah. That also works. Ideally, you want it on, because what Kush was saying.
I was thinking it was a mistake to bubble it up there.
What Kush was saying is that you're throwing the bubbles way too far forward a lot of the time when you don't have to. Like, you're throwing them super deep, and like look where the bubble is. You see where it's aimed? It's like there. But why do you need it there? Why don't you just drop it like right here behind me, like literally on my right? Just drop it on my right.
Exactly.
And then the edge of the bubble will be on the staircase right there. It literally would be right here. This would be the edge of the bubble right now. Instead of being all the way there and letting the Gibby do this to you.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, exactly.
So
I know.
If the bubble is at the correct place.
I knew. Yeah, I know that one. Like, I'm shooting on the bubble, like not hitting him, but I'm also holding him with you. Like, I know you're peeking my bubble, so I'm not going out of it unless he's knocked, because I want the armor swap.
Exactly. So the idea for the bubble was good, but the bubble itself positioning, you're throwing it so far in that by the time the bubble goes into effect and appears on the screen, either A, you have already lost your entire health bar, which happened multiple times, or you have to push so far into the bubble and they're also able to push into the bubble, so you can't do any of what the Gibby is doing, which is the bubble dance with the Gibby, where you're just basically picking in and out, and they are in the open for you, but you're in, like, you literally make one step and you're back into cover. So you can't do that to people if your bubble is completely, like, off position, so that they're basically able to walk in, but you're taking more risk walking into the center of it than they are walking to the edges of it. So that's why that Gibby is able to do that. If your bubble is on the right at the bottom, even if it's right behind me and I make like 2 steps and the edge of the wall is like the front edge, it doesn't matter, because all that has to do, this bubble, is allow you to go to the left side of it and then hold the Gibby, and if the Gibby gets pushed, his Ash needs to come into the bubble, and that means that now I just basically take the fight against her as well. All I have to do is just basically play at the back of the bubble, eat a bat, and I take the fight. This would be a 3-4-0 without even any of us probably losing most of our armor. This should basically result in that. Like, we are simply just eating a battery, and if a new team comes, that's it. That's how you win fights clean. So this is what I mean by, when you position yourself here, it's a byproduct of your bubble being too far forward. Because now, you see, you have to do this.
Yeah,
You are on the staircase.
exactly.
If you're on the staircase, you don't need to do any of this. This Gibby will not
And
be
if
able to.
I would have bubbled the low ground, I wouldn't even have been cracked when I entered the bubble. You see, I'm already having like 75 damage on me, or 25 damage on me.
Multiple times. And
Yeah,
every
exactly.
time was more and more punishing. Every single time that it happened, it was more punishing. See?
Yeah,
One shot,
yeah.
and then Gibby walks in, and now you're like, now you
Yeah.
haven't even been able to shoot a bullet since you started walking forward, but have already lost your entire armor, which was not needed as long as you drop the bubble forward for yourself. Not every bubble needs to be 10 miles forward for your teammate to go forward with it. Most bubbles are actually better to be closer to you, and your teammate comes back into them, rather than walk forward for them. Because if you're throwing a bubble forward while there's already shooting happening, chances are by the time your bubble arrives, they already shot their shots with the weapon. They have to reload.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't block anything. They simply reload, and now because
I rate my Gibby on 5, yeah.
we can rate it even lower, but let's say that it's 5.
Maybe 3. Let's give him a 3. That was 4.
We'll give it a goodwill 3.5. So ultimately, that's what that.
Okay, let's make it 4, just to be fair.
So ultimately, that's why. And then you wouldn't have to do any of these aggressive maneuvers, and especially never greed as a Gibby to go for these finishes outside the bubble where not everybody has died. If all 3 of them are dead now, then I mean you're finishing triple knocked. But given that you just shot at the Ash on the roof and you know for a fact that she's there, you can't do this without any armor to walk out into the open. Because if she gets 3P,
the moment.
Yeah, if she gets 3P now, she simply ports out, and we're the ones whose Gibby bubble is used and is on the floor, and Raid has no armor.
Gibby knock, you can push.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
We get scanned right now, and we get patted on by Octane or just walked on. That's it.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
dead. We have to either abandon you or we have to fight 2v3, regardless of what happens.
Exactly.
So that's what you don't want to do. Going forward in these fights. So here once again, right? Like, yeah, right in front of me.
That was the accident bubble, by the way. This bubble was... I did not want to throw this bubble. That was an accident. Just like this one. I didn't mean to throw this bubble at all.
Well, okay.
You know why it was thrown? I was holding it and wanted to look if we need it. And when I switched back to my gun, it threw the bubble.
Oh.
It was not on purpose. This was literally to ping and delay. I did never mean to do that at all.
Okay.
This bubble, I think, can you go a bit back? I think I even say that I didn't want to use it.
Yeah, right in front of me. Right in front of me. Team. Fight you with something. Yeah, I can see it.
Wait, I think I'm saying that I didn't throw it.
I didn't mean to throw it. Yeah.
I say, yeah, damn it, I didn't mean to throw it.
I'm not saying about that.
Yeah.
This should happen, like, even for me.
Another, cracked another.
Inside here, outside, fighting.
Oh, damn it. I hit the brace.
Yeah.
See how you're positioning yourself here as a support, but not as an enter-fragger? That's how it's supposed to. You're right behind me. If anybody fights us now, we're next to each other. Like, your bubble, despite you using your bubble, it's now in 10 seconds, so you're fine. Ultimately,
Team playing in.
You see, now you're the one who is like paying attention for your teams and not looking after. And now you play for your life. That's exactly what you should do. You play for your life. Even if you're not right next to your teammates, you just play for your life. But why are you going here? This is what I didn't understand. This is the mistake that I couldn't understand. Why are you going? Like, what?
I
What
think
is happening?
somebody said move over here. Somebody said move over here, come to me, and I see it's in front of me, so I go from this side. Can you go back to where I'm in front of the house?
Yeah.
When you look on the name from the teammate, it's on the far right.
Back here. Then go back
Come back
here.
here, come back here. Now in this, stop,
Okay.
pause.
You can
Go a bit back, go a bit back.
There.
Go a bit back, a little bit.
Here.
Team playing in, team
Yeah,
playing in,
stop.
team
You
playing
see
in.
it? Stop.
Okay, come back. Back here.
Go back. Before I say team playing in. If you see the map, you guys are in the center building, right? That's where they land.
Yeah.
Exactly. They are landing on that building. You say go back over here, and I see there's like a ping over on the wall or something. Like I'm going inside
I'll
because
TP us out, don't worry. Come here.
I TP us out,
go there.
so I know, okay, team landing on the high ground in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
He TPs out, I'm close to
That
cover.
was his ping. That was his ping. He pinged, he spotted an enemy. He pinged, spotted an enemy. That's the last guy.
Okay.
He simply pinged the last guy. So ultimately what I mean is, when you see people flying in here, you have two options. Either you run to me, to cover for me to heal and for him to come back to us, or you go
Yeah.
to where you were in the building and you simply hold there. And if we get pushed, now you have A, angles, and B, you have the ability to
Okay.
just go for both.
Okay.
So
So
from here,
instead of
up
keep
until
running,
here,
I play from that
up
building,
until
right?
here, it was perfect. Ignore the mistaken bubble and anything. I think the give out was fine because it actually hit the patty and forced them
Yeah.
off the height, so that's fine. Like that give out is fine. It's a
And
little
this
bit.
was one of the
It's a little
games
bit.
where I was still
early.
relaxed, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little
I
bit
was still
early.
relaxed.
Early give but I would say that's a fairly decent give. It's not a waste. Like it did buy us space and like it did make them give up the height. So up until here, everything is good. This is what I couldn't understand.
Okay.
Like from here on is what.
I
is
thought
like-
we are running away to the left, over the wall or something. I thought we are rotating
But why
away.
then why go here when a team landed on height? Like you see that you're running into the open right now, right? You see that you're.
Because I cannot climb up. I cannot climb up the stairs
Yes, you
because
can.
there they will shoot me anyway, right?
But they're shooting you here
I was-
anyway, so it doesn't matter if you're on
But
the
I was
stairs or here.
thinking on the small building here on my left, I can climb up the wall behind the building without getting shot. And there's like on the other side is a big rock. Even if they chase, I will be behind the rock. And behind that rock is the next wall with the Marvin under the bridge.
But
So I was
what
thinking.
is it? What does that matter for the current position? I mean, you have a building, they have a building. Like that doesn't matter. Okay.
I
they're
didn't
not
think we
positioned.
want to fight that. I thought we are running away from that fight.
Why would we run away from the fight? It's 3v3 and we're all up. All we need to do
Because
is
somebody said, get over there. That's what I was thinking.
I said
we go
go
out.
back. I said go back so that we can regroup. Like go back to each other so that because Kush was rushing in after that guy, but then he saw that team when he called and he came back. That's why he's here. The question is, if he gets shot right now, if he gets pushed, why are you
Yeah, I
also
did-
going into the open and also taking
Yeah.
damage so you can get pushed with even less HP and even
I
less
was
C4?
literally thinking we are not taking this fight. I
Okay.
don't know why.
That's fine.
I don't know why.
Even if we're not
Probably
taking this
because
fight.
when I play with you, we take every fight, yeah?
Exactly, because there's no need to run from 3v3 fights. Like if it's a 3v, the rat already escaped. Like the rat is gone. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's 3v3.
You know what this is? This is the solo queue behavior. Like if you finish a fight and a new team comes, you run away. This is solo queue behavior.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm guessing that will be if your teammates are in shambles and you can't save them. But
I don't know how much solo queue you played, but you take one fight and the second fight your team dies. Always. So it makes you run away from the second fight.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many players running.
I guess my
all
experience.
go for
I guess my
points.
experience was different. Usually, when I take a fight, I just end it in 15 seconds, and that's it. That's why we're mostly. That's why all these fights that we
But
fight.
when was your last time solo queuing diamond ranked or higher?
Oh, quite a
Even
while.
master ranked.
I understand that solo queue is difficult. Like people not listening.
You
and
should do
everything.
it. You should see it now. Like
But-
you should see it now.
Yeah,
just
because
like
your
for
average
few
teammate
games.
is shit. I'm not saying that.
Average
that-
teammate
that's
does
wrong.
20 damage
Yeah.
and dies.
Exactly, I understand that. But what I mean is, you're not with an average teammate. So
Exactly.
if you're playing either with clients and another pro or with two aspirants, assuming that you're both somewhat good as aspirants,
You
have
take
to
every
be,
fight.
you have to be able
Yeah.
to, at the very least, be confident in holding your ground if you're getting pushed, and
Yeah.
resetting by holding for each other. Right now, Kush is getting shot because he's coming back, but why are you going and taking more damage when your teammates are on
Yeah,
the?
yeah.
So up until this point, you've been
Assuming
up,
we are
up.
running away, you have Q and Ash has a port and I have no reset, so I need to be running before you guys.
Why would you need to be running before us? Because if you're running forward, you're gonna be the first one to get focused. If you're the first one running forward, you're the one who's gonna get
No,
focused.
not forward, away. Like I am already far from you guys. I'm on the wall. The enemies are in the middle. If I climb like behind cover the wall and keep running towards bridge into turbine or whatever, I will be like more far away from the enemies than you. You will be closer to them. I need to be resetting myself on position before my reset characters do it, right? Like
No, no. So here you're full HP. You have not taken a single point of damage. I am missing armor and he
exactly.
is missing armor, right? So we are the ones who have to be doing the resetting, and I the battery below because if they drop on me, I'll just queue out. And Kush goes to your building, he hits a battery, and you hold it. We're fine.
Yeah, but assuming now the call is we are going out, it's no problem. We have Ash TP, we reset, we go out. Assuming that, I need to go on the other side of the left wall here.
No, you don't.
Because there I don't take damage.
Why would you run through the open in front of 2-3 people when all you have to do is simply just stay in
No,
the building?
the
wait
left
for
wall. If you get on the other side, they cannot shoot you. There's like cover. They cannot shoot you on the other side
Okay.
of that wall there.
So the reason
So
that
assuming you Ash portal behind that wall and you are safe and I am there safe and we don't take the fight and go to turbine, assuming that, I would be in a good position. For taking the fight here, I would be in a bad position because I was about to run away from it.
Okay, so why would you need
Right?
to assume any of the steps in 50 seconds from time now when all you have as information is this? Your teammate is eating a battery, your other teammate is running to you right now, and you're a Gibby who is the anchor of the team. You're the one who holds for them to regroup with you, and if getting pushed, then you're the one who bubbles and holds it. Why would you have to assume anything past this, given that...
Because you guys said you use Ash portal and I wasn't even close to it. Right?
So if you or him were to get Ash portaled on right now by them, and he's the battery and you're running away from him, how would you fight with each other? If you run here, right, and he's there, and you get Ash portaled on right now, and he's eating a battery, who saves you?
Yeah.
Who helps you?
Yeah.
If it doesn't even have to be an Ash portal. If I'm a
That's why
Pathfinder,
I hate support characters.
actually, if
I
you
don't,
did that,
I don't hate them, but I don't have the same freedom than when I can, like, you know.
Okay, so you don't have the same freedom as when you can fuck up on raid and have a oh shit button.
No, not fuck I'm on Wraith. I'm just saying, like, I don't have the same freedom to reset when I like try to be more aggressive.
Well,
Like,
that's
if I
not
want to
aggressive
be-
though. That's not actually aggressive. That's simply being at the wrong position for no reason. There is a difference
Exactly.
between aggression and out of position. You can't say that here
No.
you're trying to be aggressive.
No, and there I'm not aggressive at all.
Okay.
No, I don't mean this. I don't mean this situation at all. I'm just, I meant in general more.
So what I'm trying to explain is specifically to this situation, because when you run around and you panic like this and you try to move 10 steps ahead of your teammates, that's because your fundamentals as a support are simply very weak, and you just try to move 10 steps ahead when all you have to
Maybe
do...
I need to ask more, do we fight this or something? You will anyway say yes, of course, probably.
No,
Like,
no,
maybe in my mind,
it's
like-
not about when we fight this or not. It's about the state of your teammates and the positioning of the enemy. The enemy has not landed on top of you, okay? The enemy has not even landed like right on top of like him while he's batting. They've landed on top of me, and you're in the same building as him. I have the means to go to you, and we have the means to hold the building regardless if we get pushed or not, because we have literally full HP and we're stacked through the roof with purples and reds. So why would you need to rapidly change your position for no reason, where all that they can do is drop from the height or go up and zip or like TP to your height, and then they take the fight. But by that time, you're all going to be together, and they're going to be risking a lot doing any of that, really. So You don't have to make 10 steps of adaptation where all that you see is simply that a team is landing, 2 teammates have the battery, and you're full HP. All you have to do is now turn on the door and watch at the roof and shoot at them.
Yeah.
That's all you have
And
to do.
I was thinking what I have to do is get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So you are not a support player, essentially there. You're simply just playing for your life. But that's not how you play the game. This means that when
I was like, oh no, we have to get the fuck out of here. They have Ashport, they use Ashport. Okay, they are far from me, but they will be fine. They have Ashport. I don't have Ashport. I don't have Q.
But
I don't have reset. I'm no one. I can just climb.
no
I'm
teammates,
fat and huge.
no teammates will ever, like, if you're playing with like an actual squad, no teammate should ever just instantly abandon you the moment that the team comes and everybody is up. Because if you split up and start spreading around, you start to get prone to getting picked off and isolated and killed.
Usually I'm not doing it. Like, it's depending on how my team plays. If we take every fight, I just turn around and shoot at them.
Also, this is what I meant by when you play raid, you start going for like insanely wide flanks and some ambitious TPs. This is essentially what you're doing there, except you're not doing it as a raid, you're doing it as a Gibby in order to escape. You're thinking that for the next 15 seconds, your teammates are gonna be fine. As long as you get your ass out of there, they're gonna be fine. But if any
Because you called it. You called it.
No,
I didn't think it by myself.
I said go back, but I didn't mean go back to where we dropped from initially.
But you said you have Ashport.
No.
You can get out. I can't.
No, I'm not gonna simply like drop you and then let them push you while I'm just like playing for my ass, because all I have to do is see the
That's what I was thinking, bro. That's what I was thinking. So I started to run.
So all you have to do is,
Yeah, that's what I
even
was
if you
thinking.
die for your teammates, sometimes as a support player, it's significantly worse to start going around and trying to like run around to save your ass before any of your teammates are able to do anything to fight.
Yeah, that's solo
Because-
queue behave. I can take that critique.
Yeah, you can't.
I will criticize myself here as a solo queue player.
Yeah.
This is literally what solo queue players do. People who have to run for their life because the teammates are gonna die anyway now, and
Yeah.
you can see that here.
But you're the same.
can see that,
you
yeah.
have the same issue as my friend Tara. He was the same thing. He basically would let them entry frag on whatever, and when he's on the raid, and then he would basically play with one foot out of the fight already, so that in case they die, he can go rat. But that made no,
I
no
accept
sense.
my fate. Like, I accept that. Like, I can watch myself here and say, when I'm looking on myself here, I see myself literally like a solo queue player. Yeah, my team is getting engaged from a full team. They are half HP. They are dead anyway. They say they can get out with STP. Let's see. I have to get out first. Like, this is literally what is happening here. So yeah, I take that critics. Definitely.
So yes,
Yeah.
up until here, everything.
And
is...
I don't even feel bad about it, because it's like, I'm not judging this in a bad way. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hurt me to watch this and to see look at this. It doesn't hurt me at all. Like, this is not hurting me. I just see, Chaos. On this place, you're not a team player. You just are a solo queue player here.
Yep. So ultimately, regardless of what character you're gonna be playing, whether you're Bloodhound or Gibby or Horizon or Ash or whatever the fuck, regardless of what you have here, there should be only one thing in your head. You have cover, and the enemy is landing not right on top of you. Even if they were, going around in the open is the worst thing you can possibly do. Simply playing inside on the doors here and just playing with your bubble is 10 times better than just going around in the open and running like a chicken, because then they can isolate you. They can actually do damage. If they do 0 damage, nobody's gonna run through the open at one specific person. If they don't get a knock or a big crack, they're not going to aggress straight away. There is no person that simply runs through the open like this into anybody when they have no idea about each person's positioning. If they start running
wait. I have to show you one thing. There is one clip.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I understand solo queue, but what I mean is that
No. It has nothing to do with that. It's about when you said, like, a guy who was so motivated that he did too much.
well, yes,
Like, I had like a super funny situation as well, where a Pathfinder just grappled in.
well, yeah, but
into Designful's team, bro. into Jen Burton, Designful, and
yeah, well, that is a bit different. That is just straight inting.
he was like, "Oh, here's a team. I'm grappling on them. poof! Oh, it's a full team! Oh fuck, it's designed full Gen Burton and someone else!
Yeah, I mean, that's just straight up hinting. But what I mean by that is,
It's clipped on. It's even clipped, bro, on zip. Yeah, it's in a zip clip. I was so happy that I was in anonymous mode. I can tell you.
oh good, let's just focus on this, right? So
Yeah.
right now we're essentially at the point where you need to understand what is to support teammates and what is it to actually be prepared to even die for them. Because if you die here, regardless of what happens, that will be because you tried to support us and not because of anything else. But if you die right here because you got isolated because you ran it like a chicken into the open, that will be because you mispositioned and made a big positional mistake where you weren't pressured by anybody to do anything. All that is a call is go back. By go back, I mean either go back to the house where we were at or just simply go to me. Like just, I was talking to both of you because all you have to do is just go back to me and I'll just TP us out. Or go back to the house where we were and I will just either go to you or I stand under the house. And if they push you, I mean, I have angles. I will shoot on them. So all that I'm saying is for you guys to go back so you don't run forward into the open anymore after the raid that is already out. Like Ash or Raid or whatever the fuck the last character was that survived. That's what I meant by go back. Go back means that don't aggress anymore on the guy who is already running. Just go back to cover and be prepared to take the next fight, right?
Okay.
So that is what I meant by that.
Yeah.
And
You need
because
to one, Darkin.
when that happened,
Well,
look,
you know.
so you eat the battery here, right? And you eat the syringe.
Oh, I'm getting shot.
And then the Wraith comes back, and then I do the same shit with the tunnel vision where you guys call me back. I remember this. I remember this.
You're in a solo.
She's cracked.
You need to come back to me.
Yeah, come on away.
She's phasing out
Do
here.
you see what I mean? You're fighting a completely different fight. He
Yeah, exactly. I realize it here. I
He's
realize
calling
it, and
you
I'm
back.
back as
He's
well.
literally calling you
Exactly.
back because
I tried to-
even
Exactly.
him, after like I coached him for so long, even he has already the game sense to tell that you should not be
You need
there.
to come
at the
back here.
beginning.
We can't
coming.
take two fights.
I'm coming.
You can
Yeah,
tell that
I
you
know,
already
I know, I
understand
realized that.
you're in a separate
I
fight.
realized that.
That's why the client will tell you like you can't be there. You're taking
Yeah,
a
yeah.
separate fight. That's because he's right.
Exactly.
Like we can't.
Yeah,
split.
exactly. I knew that immediately. I knew that immediately when I realized this full team and this is just a fucking solo. Let him go. You know, he just one banner. What shall he do? You know. Like I realized that immediately, and I also said sorry
Okay,
immediately.
headshot.
Like that was a tunnel vision, definitely.
A 71 on
Like
TP.
classical tunnel vision. Now I got the red off it.
Get behind us.
Stuck one. I stuck one.
On me.
The right.
Horizon on my side, by the way.
Yeah.
So, you see what I mean here? Like, you're playing solo queue. Like, literally, you're solo queue here.
Yeah.
Right now, there is a guy who is walked out here. You don't know what is going on out on the outside, and you also
It's the same
literally-
Wraith
you
again.
you
She
literally
picked the banner here.
you literally get scanned here,
Yeah.
and you see, like, you don't
Exactly.
need to do any of that. This is right here completely irrelevant. You don't have any idea where your teammates are. All that you see is what's in front
Yeah,
of you.
exactly.
So
I'm
this-
super confused
this
here
is
because, as
tunnel
I
vision.
said before,
This-
I was thinking we are running away. Then we started to fight that. Then there was the solo wraith. This was confusing me a lot.
This is
That's
what
true.
we call tunnel vision. Okay, this.
I
right
was
here-
lost here. I was
Exactly.
lost here.
Exactly.
I was like mentally, I was thinking we are running away. Then I saw, but we are fighting. Then I saw, but here's this other guy. Wait, but they're fighting here. Now they are behind that wall on the other side where I wanted to climb first. Like, you know, I was like so confused here.
So what would you do here to not be lost? What should you be doing here at this point?
I should be like on one of you guys' ass, at least.
Yeah, exactly. So all you have to do here.
Like, I should be with one of you guys, even if you are entry fraggers. I should be with one of you at least. And you guys are together, so I should be with both of you in this case.
Also, what is the need?
Instead of being there alone, lost by myself, not knowing what's going on with my team, the only way to change that is to stick on the ass of my team.
Okay.
Right? This is what I learned from you. Even if I don't know what to do, going to my team always will let me know what to do. It's always a good
You'll
backup.
always be able to do something in that case.
Exactly.
So-
I remembered that very, very late. Like, I it was the moment like when I realized I'm lost and I climbed to the other wall in the open where we finished that fight and turned around to that other team later. Like, but I needed some time for that. I was lost for this moment. But it was not as worse as after. Like, I think, yeah, this was the first game we had. And I think
Something
like
that, right.
the games after went a bit better, and then I feel like it curved down, like it made a very bad crash down.
So
like,
let me explain like the idea here, right?
Mhm.
What is the need for you to switch your entire repertoire here and stand looting for 10 seconds where you're about to get shot very soon or get pushed? What is the need to go into the box
Now I got the red sign.
and go for like the entire switch here in this? I know that there's a turbocharged devotion. I can see that, but that's just another weapon. In fact, I would argue that a turbocharged devotion is not better than just a good flatline. So
That's true.
So-
I was beaming today a
Having-
lot with the Havoc. I don't like Devotion at all. I wanted to play Havoc.
there's a havoc on your floor,
Honest-
right under you on the floor, literally right under the box.
Exactly.
But-
I don't even have time to look at this.
Exactly.
To be honest,
What I
but-
mean,
yeah.
I mean is, why are you like simply tunnel looting when your teammates are in a fight and in danger of getting pushed without saying anything? Like, can I switch my weapon or like can I loot? And then
I do not know.
you can get.
I
into-
can't tell you
like,
why.
if your
I don't
teammates
know
are
why.
to get pushed right now, what would
I do
you
not
even
know
be
why.
able to do?
Like
what
if
would
you
be able
ask me why, I do not know why. I can't answer this question.
Exactly. So
I can't answer why. Like I don't have a reason to do it at all.
exactly.
I cannot even say why. I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe I don't have. Yeah, probably I saw I have only 160 ammo heavy, and both of you are running heavy, so maybe I can switch to energy. So maybe
no,
like-
this is irrelevant because if we go through the boxes
300
of the
energy versus
people,
160 heavy.
it doesn't
Maybe
matter.
that why.
It doesn't matter. You will find ammo anywhere on the floor. We are on top of a crafter, and if we kill this team, we're gonna have 5 boxes here.
Now you
not-
just asked,
nothing-
like you were asking why. If you ask why, I will probably answer. Like
I can
like
tell you
you-
why that is. I can tell you why. that is.
or like no, like let's say it like this. Instead of asking why you do this, better say you didn't need to do this.
So, in order for me
Maybe.
to explain why you're wrong about
Yeah.
doing it, I need to understand what's your logic behind doing something, right? So if I
In this moment, I don't have any logic. Maybe if you go a second back, I think there was only 160 heavy I had. Can you show
yes,
me?
I know that you had 160 heavy, but that is
No, 2 stacks
more
or something.
that is more heavy than we play with most of the time entire fights with. I have won fights with 40 heavy, and everywhere I go, I just pick up like 20 ammo from a bin and shoot a clip.
2
kill someone.
stacks heavy versus 4 stacks energy.
It doesn't
I was
matter. It
thinking-
literally doesn't matter. In the situation that you're currently at, right,
Mhm.
where there's a team in front of you, simply
You don't loot
going
ever.
into the box and just AFKing there for 15 seconds to loot is literally the reason that you're gonna lose the fight, even if you pick up a Kraber and a fully stacked devotion golden item from it. Because it doesn't matter what you do from there with the weapons. If you right now get arced and pushed by a raid because you're not paying attention and you're stuck in a box, if a raid jumps over that box right
Yeah,
there
true.
and a guy
True.
arcs you and the raid walks over the arc and you get pushed, you will get fried and you will be on the low ground and
Exactly.
we'll both be on the high ground.
And
if
I'm
you
not
get
on a
pushed,
legend that can reset from that.
you're going
exactly.
to bubble, the raid will go into the bubble, she will kill you, I will drop into the bubble, try to shoot at her, she will queue out, and they will have an entry
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
because their Gibby is stuck in a box looting when he's about to get pushed by a full team. So, in these situations, there is no need to switch anything, especially when your weapon is fully stacked. I would understand
true.
if you had a P20 with nothing on it and you saw a
Yeah,
turbocharged devotion and be like, I have no weapons, I need to loot this box. And you called it
Yeah.
out and I'll be like, okay,
Yeah,
so
I
she's
understand.
looting, she's out of the fight for like 10-15 seconds or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, yeah.
I'll figure it out and I try to like
But
just
the
hold
thing
it
is,
up.
in this certain situation, I wasn't even in the fight at all. Like
You did not
regarding I was fighting that, you would be right. But in this moment, I was like, first I was running away, then we are somehow still here.
Trying to see if
Never
they're gonna
mind.
drop it,
Yeah,
like-
I can loot. Like literally,
but, like, they're-
probably this is the brain dead background from it. And I see you looting this box as well, so I think okay, I have also
Yes,
time.
I picked up just shotgun ammo, I think, or something. But ultimately,
Hey, I know. I just looked
ultimately-
really quick. I was like, okay, let me look really quick.
ultimately,
never
you
mind.
already know how I loot, right? I can.
Yeah.
go to that. Let's see what I
Yeah,
did
I
there. Let's see what I did actually, because I don't know.
No,
what
no,
I
no,
did.
it's fine. It's fine. I rather want to see the end games a bit later.
They're raising here.
Yeah, that game you were frying so hard. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You had like 4k damage that game, I think. almost.
But yeah, ultimately, this is the fight. Like this is where.
And I wasn't even fighting with you because I didn't know what we are doing.
So I walk in and I just take shields and
Yeah.
grenades, and that's pretty much it. I have guns
Yeah.
and I have a red armor and I have the heals for it. Like look, I go
Yeah.
battery. That's it. I'm out. Literally, that's all. Nobody's shooting yet, and
What?
immediately.
5 seconds at least, yeah? 5 seconds? Let me see how long I take.
Ultimately, if I were to get pushed right now, would I be ready to fight or not? If I were to get
Yeah,
like,
of
pushed
course,
right now,
of
would I be
course,
ready to fight?
of
Because
course.
my weapons are not inside the box getting switched. And
Yeah,
so
you would be 10 times ready to
Yes.
fight that.
exactly. Even though I could have picked up a PK and dropped my R99, let's say for example, and be like, oh okay, I need a PK. It doesn't matter. Like the
Yeah.
priority is to
Now
get
I got
position.
the
I get
red
instantly
line.
hyped
Yeah.
right here, and I just start watching for these guys. Except
Exactly.
I got 71 on TP.
right now, you see, I'm checking behind us.
Yeah, I'm calling.
looking for people.
Yeah. This is the place where I wanted to go when we started to fight
Stuck
this
one, I stuck one.
fucking
Here, on me,
team.
You see why I'm watching that? Look, there's a guy
Yeah,
behind us
I
coming,
know.
and this guy is the Wraith
Yeah.
and the other guy as well. So ultimately, this happens
Mm-hmm.
while you guys are fighting. If I were to tunnel vision below as well and I stayed there, you see what could
Mm-hmm.
happen? These guys take the banner, we get pushed by that team, these guys just stand behind the wall,
Yeah.
and that's it. And we just get collapsed on by
Yeah,
5
yeah.
people, and it gets a complete mess. And now, because that happened, like we didn't get killed.
Pushing.
Now this team pushes, right? Okay?
Exactly,
Now
exactly.
this team pushes.
Oh, double headshot.
One near me.
That's what I mean by TPs. Like you
Bloodhound?
can do
On the
such
other side of the
TPs
wall.
like this, for example.
Yeah.
He's raising below.
That's when when I do TP like this is when I'm the most relaxed. Like when I'm like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know. I do this automatically when I'm chilled, when I'm not overthinking. It's like routine. In the moment when I start to do mistakes and try to avoid them, I'm doing more mistakes. Start to overthink or put so much pressure on me that I'm not able to do anything anymore properly. I whiff anything anyway. I will not be able to shoot anymore. Like I will not aim anymore. Like I have super good beams sometimes.
Okay.
I can
I understand.
beam.
I understand. Okay.
But the moment when this happens, I'm just a useless dumb fuck.
Let
like,
me explain
dog
because
shit.
we're still on the first game and
Dog shit.
we haven't watched we have watched 5% of this. So
Okay, shut up. I shut up.
this is what I mean by when I say Bloodhound is the strongest character in the game. Even even against me, look right here.
I'm away.
Look at the strafe of this guy. It's literally near impossible to shoot at this guy. If he can aim at all, I lost this fight. If I'm in a 1v1
Yeah.
here, this guy almost shit on me, like with Bloodhound.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not even that good.
Yeah.
He's like a 10k.
Yeah.
They're all masters. So, the fact that this guy can do that, this is what I mean, that Bloodhound is that strong of a character. If you can do what this guy does on Bloodhound, even against good players, so you'll be able to shit on them completely. So that's what I mean.
I
If
know
you
I
understand the
can. I
difference,
know I
you're,
can.
like,
I can
understanding
be
the point.
really good with Bloodhound, I swear to God, because I was in love with his legend. I loved him before I played Wraith. I loved him. I swear I was addicted to this legend. I was arguing with a friend that I'm leaving the game if he keeps playing Bloodhound because
No,
it's
I
my
mean, what-
legend. Literally, I claim to be Bloodhound.
I had to use that.
It took me a long time until I wanted to learn Wraith because I did new positions of people. I didn't need the scans anymore. I didn't need them anymore. I was on a point where Bloodhound was useless for me except for the ultimate.
So let me go back to our side, right?
Yeah, do it.
I can
bad.
explain this one.
I loved Bloodhound. I think this is why I'm so stubborn not to play him. Like,
We could TP off like over here.
I know I'm good on him.
Yeah, do it.
I can be good on
Hurry
him.
up.
Open. Nice. I'm cracked.
Just take it.
I'm not
They're
good
on
on
top
Eevee though.
again.
I know that.
Yeah, I do.
Get up to height. Look at him.
Bloodhound and Wraith are my best legends.
So
sure.
in this fight, what I didn't see is that because you took the TP right next to me, but you didn't shoot. I was like, wait, like our teammate is not shooting. Why is he not shooting? This is what I meant.
I shot the guy on roof before.
What I mean is, look, you're throwing. You see, you remember what I was talking about, like throwing grenades for the sake of throwing grenades. This is one of those times. This is throwing grenades for the
Yeah,
sake
I
of
do.
throwing.
Hold on. Let me heal,
If
let me
this
heal.
grenade lands, the guy will see it and just move away from it. This grenade will not force
He
you.
was cracked. I cracked him.
Are you trying to stick the
I
guy?
cracked-
Are you trying to stick the guy from the ship?
No, I tried to. No. There is a rampart there, shot before. Just go a bit back. She dropped on that side. She was cracked. I cracked her.
Here?
There was a solo ramp a bit more back. It's like some time ago.
So
Yeah,
that-
maybe I wanted that
so-
this guy is landing on the nade. Yeah, maybe that's the moment. Yeah, I think you're right.
Like I said,
I think I
this
wanted
is-
that
this
he
is
lands on the
once
nade.
again,
Yeah.
once again,
Mhm.
a Hail Mary grenade. This is more of what I was explaining before. A Hail
Yeah.
Mary nade, which will land in 1 in a million times. Even if you were to land on it, it would change nothing.
But I have 3 arc stars. I can't waste one. It's fine. I still
Why
have
would
2,
you
right?
need to waste one in such a way though? Like if you have 3 arc stars, you can
Just
basically
imagine he's landing on it.
and okay,
Fully
and
cracked.
he tanks 50 damage on white, and there's a white in the bin in front of him, and then he just walks away.
Okay, then it's just unlucky.
And if he doesn't, and if he doesn't
Yeah.
have a white, and let's say he doesn't have a white, I mean he just walks away. I mean, can you stop him?
Yeah, true.
You have no means to stop him right now. So throwing,
Ashport?
Yeah, I do.
yeah, but he's medkitting. Like look, he's medkitting. So
Let me heal.
hold on, let me heal.
Yeah, exactly.
So doing this makes no difference. Like even if you were to,
Yeah.
even if you were to make an Ash TP right now, even if you were to get hit, this guy,
It exploded, I think.
What
in the
would
moment,
that
but-
like? How many situations would that actually create anything for you? Like this
Mhm.
doesn't do anything. Like this arc is for the sake of feeling like you're throwing utility, but that's not needed. This arc could be used when the next team pushes you and you have to
Yeah.
hold off like 3 people at some corner, and you have like 3 arcs to zone the entire space off. That's when you need those arcs. But here, this is just wasting. This is completely pointless. And once again, because you're with your arc in your hand and not with your gun out, you go out the thing, right? And for the sake of throwing utility, throw more utility there. When there's people running in the open, your arc is in your hand. But when there's people already behind cover, you have arcs on the floor just sitting there. So if
I
you
wanted to block the whole space with nades so they have to run.
But
like,
what if
they
you
were all on low ground there.
No,
They
they're
needed
on
to
your
run
top
from
left.
there.
Look at the top.
One
two
guy
people.
is on top left. 2
Look.
guys are down there.
Nope, the only person down there is the red guy who just dropped off the ship.
There's 2 guys down there.
No, in front of your face on the left side, there are 2 people shooting you. Can you not see the 2 characters?
Of course, I see the one guy up there. There's one guy on the left. One. This one, yeah.
I am confused. There is a guy sliding down the hill right now in front of you. Wait, can you not see
Yeah,
that?
this one. This one I see. Yeah.
But there's 2. It's not 1. It's
It's a-
2. Look, there is a guy here next to him shooting,
Yeah,
and a guy sliding.
there's one guy there. Oh, wait, what? Wait. There's a second guy.
There's
wait,
2 people.
what?
They're a full team. It's
Yeah,
a full
but
team.
I don't see. Go a bit back. What? I didn't see that guy
But
at
the-
all.
what
He's
I-
green. It's a green ash, right?
No.
Are you blocking him? Like, is your body in front of him? Why can't I see him?
Look.
There, stop. It's because of the bullets in the air that I don't see a character there, or
Okay,
what?
I will explain. It literally doesn't matter if it's 1 or 3 guys there, okay? It doesn't matter if it's the entire army of North Korea there, okay? So, what only matters is that when you go up to that, if there is anybody on the high ground, you're gonna have to be shooting. If there is anybody on the
Yeah.
low ground, you're still gonna have to be shooting, because there's people that are
Okay,
in the low ground.
never a nade for entry fragging.
Well, you're going through a TP right there, and you're
Yeah,
going to
but
get
never nade
a
for
headwind.
this. Okay.
Why would you
Yeah.
ever need to grenade anybody
To
before
make
you...
them running around to be easy targets. Make them leave their cover. They were on supply bins in front of
But
us. on the low
during
ground.
that time, they will be simply just running away. They're not gonna stand or your grenade.
Yeah, and then in this moment you can shoot him, no? When he leaves the cover.
Yeah, but you're not shooting. And if your teammate, if right now,
The
if you
guy,
keep-
the Mirage or what it is, who runs in the storm. I throw the nade on the low ground there. There's a guy, and he's running to the right.
did your
I'm looking on
grenade
this.
do anything to him at
Yeah,
all?
yeah. No, but my grenade made him leave the cover on the left, on the
No, he
supply
did not.
bin.
He was already there to begin with. He simply just walked around because there was no need to stay there. Like, look.
Look, in this
you
moment
throw-
he's behind the
your
cover.
arc
I
is-
throw, and now
your-
he runs.
No, your arc is inside the bin. It's literally inside the actual bin.
But he's behind the middle bin, behind the left second bin,
Nope.
beside your mouse.
Okay, I will put it in pain because I am getting a little bit triggered that you literally don't see what is in front of your screen completely in the open. Either the quality is that dog shit, or I don't know, but there
The
are...
quality is dog shit, but
This should be fine. Can you see this? There is
I
a
see
guy
now. I
here.
see the ash here.
There is a
Yeah,
guy here, and there is a guy here. This is the res guy. This is the two guys that are up and with
yeah,
purples and red.
and the guy on the left, this ash there, which is in red with a red dot, the left arrow, left,
Yes.
left.
Here.
This guy, I did not see him before because I saw only that guy that is sliding down and the guy on the low ground.
Okay. So
And I don't know why. Maybe because they stand in front of each other that
No.
I only saw one.
it's because you're tunnel visioned into one thing only. You got up
I'm
with
not
grenades.
tunnel vision. I just
That is exactly what we call tunnel vision. Like you can call it anything else, but this is what your eyes see in front of you is what you're seeing
I
below.
see those two, and I do not see the guy on the left because I'm pretty sure like
Your
1
eyes-
second before that there are two guys in front of each other. Like the rampart is in front of the ash.
Even if there was a rampart on the height and she slid down and there was no ash there, you would still want to TP with your gun out instead of with a bunch of grenades.
Yeah,
Because it
I
doesn't
got
matter
that.
if you
I
grenade.
already noted it.
Because-
I already noted it.
Right now, do you know where your arc star is right now? Your arc star is right here. This is where your arc star landed. Okay? It is right
Not behind the bin.
No.
Can you Can you show again?
there. It's actually exactly where I ping it. This is your arc star right there.
And the second arc star does go behind the
second
bin.
arc star-
So
no,
it makes this guy
no,
run.
The second arc star goes right here on this. That's where it
okay.
goes. So here, I can play it out and change screen. Bam.
Yeah.
You throw the second one,
Smacked one?
and the second one is, you see that there on the floor? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing?
yeah. I see that. Yeah, yeah.
That's where your arc star is.
The first one is not. Look, it's on the respawn beacon. Look, it's on the left leg of the respawn beacon. It's behind the bin.
What do you mean? It
Or
just
not.
exploded in front of you inside the bin. Look at the blue thing inside the
Yeah,
bin.
I see that. I see that.
Even
But
if
there
that
was a blue light.
even if that was the case, okay, even if that was the case, the trade-off of you hitting an arc star of any damage versus you unleashing a Spitfire, a golden Spitfire, on anybody that is at any position that you
Yeah,
can
I
see
got that.
is
I got
10
that.
times more. You
No
don't
nades
want to be
imported.
throwing when grenades when you're actually able to shoot with a fully stacked weapon
Got it.
into people with no cover. Now, if they were all behind each
I
bin,
got it. I got it. I don't
Yeah.
need to nade at all in this situation, and
Yes.
I won't do it again if we portal in on something. I noted it.
if people are behind cover and you're holding a weapon out and like, well, shit, I can't
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
at
I
anything.
got it. I can
Now
shoot.
take your grenade out. Now it makes sense. Now that
Yeah.
you're trying to get them
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of the cover to shoot them. But while you're TPing, you don't
Yeah.
need to do that. So
Got
that's
you, got
basically
you.
it. So
Got you. Got you. I swear to God, I will never do it again.
yeah, this is simply the utility for the sake of utility kind of situation.
Mhm.
This guy dies to the other team, and hold up. You're gonna need DGs. You don't have like a fully stack rampage where you were still there. Oh, it's still 100.
Yeah, it's empty. It's in 1 minute. Like my gun is gonna be empty.
Watch here.
I mean, I wouldn't.
You
really...
say this guy is flat. I hit him for gold. I'm still trying to look for
It's
this.
a caustic.
I fucked this rampart pretty hard, but then my ammo was empty and the zone closed.
Yeah, I have to loot
Now.
So in these cases, like once again, you're tunnel visioning and forgetting that the zone is also coming and we're gonna have to move. But also, you don't.
I'm in the
necessarily-
zone. At the moment, I'm in the zone.
Yeah, but the loot is about to be absorbed by the zone. So
Yeah, that's what I didn't see. Yeah.
you don't
Mhm.
actually need to poke that much there. You simply have to like
Alright.
understand that in these situations, no damage that you can do here will result in any knocks necessarily. I was poking with Wingman, I mean, because I have a
The
Wingman.
rampart
I have
was peeking and
180
she
ammo
was
on Wingman. Like,
flashed. The rampart re-peaked on flash for some fucking reason.
yeah, but what I mean is, you can actually save your Spitfire here and just like play with the Spitfire instead for the end game. You don't need to poke anything because the next
It
thing that
has
we do,
only 50 bullets left.
Yeah, so
left.
either
right?
you
I
switch
rather-
it now or you save it.
Yeah.
Like either you choose
should
to
have
switch it
switched
now
it there.
or you save it. Because
I should 100% switch it there, and I didn't pay attention
In
that
my
it's about to be empty.
in my opinion, two clips of Spitfire are completely enough for the end game. In my opinion, because the end game
Yeah.
will be inside the building, so having just an R99 is completely fine. Plus, we're gonna kill the
Mhm.
Rampart in there anyway because she has nowhere to go. There's a team on height and there's
Yeah.
a team on left. She's dying in that building where she is. There is no way you're not gonna get at least one weapon of her. So ultimately, regardless if that weapon is a ranged weapon or a close range weapon, it doesn't matter because you're gonna be fighting for the building anyway. So what I mean is this is like pointless. Like here is pointless. But okay, you successfully go and like switch to the rampage. But what I mean is like this right here.
I should have done it way earlier.
Your teammates could die here if they get pushed and your Gibby is looting when the zone is about to close and they're trying to take the better position. You're either saving the Spitfire or you're looking to switch weapons. Like if you call,
I know that was a problem and I realized it too late. I know that.
If you call out, I need to switch the Spitfire.
I needed to realize that earlier here, definitely.
Like, because you're poking not even for armor damage. Your armor is already red, so you're not even poking for armor damage.
I'm poking this rampage to stop fucking poking me. That's the only thing why I poke that. I poke it to make her stop poking.
But you don't win anything off of it because you're anyway gonna.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's absolutely useless.
There is no point. Like for this, there is no point.
Oh well, maybe there's one point why I would do that to deal more damage than maybe 500.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Like even
it's absolutely
having damage doesn't.
It's absolutely irrelevant. It's absolutely true because this damage is not useful for my team. On the other hand, probably I didn't want to end up with 500 damage that match, so I started to poke everything I can in this moment.
So yes,
that was an ego thing. And because of this ego thing, my gun was empty.
And you could lose the game if
so this is how I can criticize myself here. Like
in that game, you could lose this game simply for doing this.
Being ego. Just being ego with damage. Exactly, you're right.
If this team is any good, they'll take this position off us. They'll just go kill the rampart and they'll take this off of us, and then we have nowhere to go because we have no valve.
And I'm literally just doing it to farm damage. No, for no other reason. So just to farm damage. And my gun is going empty and my team is about to die for it. Like so dumb. Like also, I agree.
You don't actually have to do this, especially
kick the door,
there is a team in front of you right now. They're simply not. You see the guy of you see that guy who just shot you? If this guy was any good, you're dead. Okay, you're actually just a corpse because right now this guy shot you with a R99 or something, I think, at this range, and you lost like a little bit of HP. If there was 2 people watching from left and right angle, right here you get knocked.
There is 2 people, Pathfinder and the Wraith.
Exactly. So if there was 2 people at that very moment that you kick the door watching this, because they're the ones who killed this guy, so right now they're watching us, you would be dead. So this right here is you have once again died. So in this game you have died at least 6-7 times, which was essentially preventable. Like completely preventable. So this is one of the cases where you don't do that. At the very least, if you're gonna shield, right? If you're gonna shield and you're gonna knock that door down, look out, check if anybody's watching, and then if you really need stuff, kick the door and go back into cover. Don't kick the door and go inside the box and stand looting. You will die for this many times. Regardless if you're a Wraith or a Gibby, you will die here. If anybody good in the end game, this is top 3 where everybody has like red, purples and fully stacked weapons, you're going to die for this.
Agree. Major mistake.
So yeah, ultimately I would switch to
and I'm even dropping armor swaps on the ground to prepare the end game, and then I leave this house. Like this is also, I remember that, how we lost that. Also like when I was not paying attention to the end fight. I actually
you're gonna have to start like doing a little faster looting because your analyzing of the box of what you need is a little slow. Like you see how
then I try to make space
you're moving,
for nades and stuff.
You're moving your mouse around left to right very slowly. Like you see how it's very slow. It has to be left right, flick left, flick right, flick left, flick right. If you need to switch any items in the box, click the item.
Yeah, I hate you can right click so it goes into the box. That's actually the fastest.
That. Not many people do that, but yes, that's also something.
I do that.
Yes,
I do that. Like if it's full, I always.
Yes.
I click on the item until it says what do you want to switch, and then I drop 3-4 items, and then I take what I want, so it's faster.
So that's good. That's fine.
That's what I used to do mostly when I'm looting, and my inventory is full. It spares me some seconds. And I sometimes also do looting behind walls, like that I open the box behind walls, but I didn't do it here.
But ultimately here I'm calling like I can make a TP to entry and you guys can hold the building, but you don't actually hear any of that because like a lot of the time you simply like the information is kind of weird.
I do hear it, but I see both of you walking up, so I come with you.
Well, he should.
I ignore it.
I
do hear it, but I absolutely ignore it. It's not even tunnel vision. I'm just going with you.
They're not even there.
I absolutely ignore your call here.
That's what I mean. something like this
Yeah.
would end up
This
like...
is no tunnel vision. This is just my team goes, I go with.
God, I hate the rampage.
This is
Oh,
no
you
tunnel
can
vision.
ask, like, should I just hold the building then? And then like,
Yeah.
just hold
Yeah.
it. I'm making TP only for entry. Because this is, for me,
Yeah,
this is obvious.
yeah.
If I'm a Gibby and I see my raid doing this, for me this is obvious. I don't need to go with her.
Yeah.
Because all I have to do is just hold the building. If nobody takes the
And this
building,
is when I'm in.
they have
Yeah.
nowhere to play.
This is when I'm in solo queue, when I want to do this as a Wraith and my whole team follows me. I say, no, you guys stay there, hold the building. Like, I'm just taking angle from here.
Yeah, but
And
now
they
you're
don't
doing it.
understand what I mean.
Yeah, but now you're
Yeah.
doing it. So you see?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also,
Now I'm doing
be
it.
really careful doing this because you know that they're there, but you're peeking like into the high ground there. Just simply stand at the back of your building, at the corner, or even just through the window, and just watch, and that's it. You don't need to do anything specific. Just don't lose your health and give them an ability to push in, and they can never go in. If they go with no health on the...
I think now is the moment when I realize I can bring armor swaps.
I mean,
Yeah, I see this armor from the Marvin and I'm like, wait, here's another armor.
just in
Let me
general,
do that.
like you're very careless as to standing in angles. Like you see how you're standing in angles where you can just get blasted. That would cost you heals, and that would cost
I
you your
should
life.
make this angle smaller, yeah? Peak less.
Well, no, but just be careful of doing that because here you're not getting punished because these are bad players. These are players that are like Platinum and Diamond who made it into Master. But ultimately, people that are better than you will be able to punish you. And why are you outside to begin with? There is a team that is behind you.
Correct him. And
So-
you guys are holding that team.
So why would you walk out?
We talked about it. We taled about this like right after the session.
No, but what I mean is,
Right.
why are you here where you are right now when you have a building where you can see the exact same thing from, but also, even if you don't, can you actually
That is
push
the
him?
fucking Wraith impulse. If I was Wraith, I could go on that angle.
No, you
It's-
don't go.
No, I can never push him.
No, you can never push that. Even if you're God
Never,
himself,
no.
okay? Even if
Just
you're
where I stand
even if
now,
you're
because
Jesus
I-
Christ walking down
Yeah.
with the mule towards him, you still can push him.
No,
because-
no, I would never push him. I would never push him. I
Exactly.
was just
So-
looking if he repeaks me, and I had cover from the Wraith on my right when I was positioned from this white thingy here.
But-
So I took cover on the right, and I was looking for this guy to isolate these two. So I cannot get shotted from two guys.
What
But
I mean
what
is,
I could
why would you
also
need
have
any
done,
of that? Why
I
would
could
you...
also I could have also gone back into the building, behind the building to the left.
Exactly.
Then the Wraith
Exactly.
was also not able to shoot me. I would
Exactly.
have angle on the Pathfinder, and I would be closer to my team.
Perfect.
But
That's
instead of
exactly
that-
what it should be. Because that's exactly
Yeah.
the position that you can be at, and nobody can do anything about it. Because if
Yeah.
they peek from the top, we are there already. If
I was thinking that, yeah.
if they peek you from any of this left angle or right angle where you're watching, they
Yeah.
can't shoot at you. You're literally behind the back of the house with only your gun shield
I
appearing
understood
on the
that.
corner.
I was here, like, kind of, like, if you look on this situation, like, of course, you guys have the team on the right. Imagine this team would not exist, the second team, and we would only have those two.
Mhm.
If you look on the map, on my position with just these two, with my team, a 3 versus 2 fight, I am with this team in a front position as a GB.
Yep.
If the other team doesn't exist, I would be the entry fragger here, and that would be not my job at all, right?
Yep. Like right here, you see how you're simply just running
You
into the
see, my
open?
team is far behind from this fight because there's another team. If this team doesn't exist and it would be the only team, this Wraith and this Pathfinder, then I would be in front of my team as a GB, as an entry fragger, which would be the wrong position at all.
Even with
And
the
here,
raid
I'm
right
even
here.
losing my cover. I'm even going into open here.
This is
Like-
not even like a matter of Gibby versus raid. This here has nothing to do with the Gibby or raid. Regardless of what you are here, there is only one way this team can do anything to survive the next zone. They have to either kill someone or they have to put someone low
Yeah.
enough that they can hold the building. And the only person
Yeah.
holding the building at this moment is you. So you going
Yeah.
here and you losing your life means we lose the entire position because the
Exactly,
Gibby
exactly.
chose to walk out into the open for a position
Exactly.
that he's not going to push anyway because it's not in the zone. It's literally
Even
outside
if
the
it's
zone.
only one team, even if it's only this team, I'm completely on the wrong position.
Yes, it makes zero sense
Yeah.
to be here because
Yep.
if the other team doesn't exist, then all
I
that's gonna happen
absolutely
is
agree.
I'm gonna TP either to the left box or to the far
I'm-
right, and I'm gonna entry. And all you're gonna do is probably you're gonna give you the middle, and then
And
they
now
can't
we
go
go
with each
back
other.
to
Yeah.
now we go back to why did I do this? Because in my mind, yeah, I was thinking when I just put a lot of damage and pressure on these two guys and keep them busy, they cannot push, and I'm kind of holding them while my team is looking on the other. I already learned after we talked about that this was absolutely the wrong thinking, yeah, but this is what was going on in me in this moment. Here I'm actually taking the right position finally, because I see it was bad, yeah.
But they cannot hold anymore.
But I'm still focused on them, and I still should have focused on the team that you guys were fighting.
Yes, this is what we like call essentially tunnel vision, because in that point, knowing.
No, I was thinking it's my job to hold this team. I was thinking I need to focus this alone. I was thinking this was my call.
Oh,
like your I thought it was my job.
Yeah.
I didn't do it because I wasn't focused and didn't listen to my team. I was literally thinking this is what I have to do now. Like I was thinking my job is to hold this team out. So yeah, this was wrong, and I already learned that.
But yeah, what I mean is, in this position, you end up being completely in the open for the other team.
Yeah.
So even if they were to have to move from the zone, they can just slide, beam you, or arc stick you right here, and then you're gonna pretty much be stuck in the open and have to use your utility to simply save your life when you didn't have to. You simply could just hold there. So you see how now there's a guy like TP behind you, but you're simply like, if this guy were to TP even close.
I realized they go on the roof,
yeah,
on the right. Yeah,
but
exactly.
These two are the second to the TP. This guy is already below. This guy is shooting at me. If he chose,
and that's what I don't even get here. I didn't
side.
even know that there's one guy inside. I just saw the two guys on top, and I peeked them from there. And then they walked like bots in front of me. I was like, okay, yeah, wait, let me shoot you in your back then.
Yes.
You know.
Ultimately, here is this is what is called a result of a tunnel vision. If you die here, that will be a result of tunnel vision, because right now you're not listening to the information being called out. Watch this side, because this side is like, if I were to hold the other team, I would say hold the left team, and we'll hold this right team. But given that I'm calling for this one, that means that the priority of the team that will push us, they have no space anymore. Just wipe them in 2 seconds and like fight the last team.
Turn around and fight the last team.
Because
exactly.
This team will also be shot by them. If you stop shooting at the team on the left and they take position, they will shoot at this team for us as well. The right team has no spot to play. If you simply just watch there, they will be playing on the head glitch, and if they are on the head glitch...
Don't you think they are smart enough to shoot at the stronger team on the better position?
They will not shoot at them because they have to go through this team anyway.
No,
if this caustic team goes inside this building, the other team has no position to go anywhere. And they have to be in the open on the opposite side, where now we are at the very edge, we're the full team, we're at the edge, and the caustic team is pinned between us.
Is it not possible that both teams start focusing us when we start focusing only one team?
They can't. How are they gonna focus us? If they come to us, you just give you the building and arc inside, and that's it. They have nowhere.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't do. That's what I didn't do here. I fucked up.
So that's why Gibby is strong in such positions, because there's no way you can do anything about it. If the Gibby uses the utility correctly, you have no space to play. You're just getting pummeled and stunned and broken everywhere. And you can't do anything about it. So in this position, all you have to do is just pull back to the back of the building and just stay at the back of the building. You don't need to hold anybody on the left, because now it's no longer about which team we're holding. It's about we hold the position from both teams, and the closer team, and the only team able to take this position right now is the team that is getting pushed from the zone. The other team still has a little bit of space. So shooting at them here makes no difference, because they still have that space there. They're not gonna have to...
It was a good intention, but it was wrong thought.
They will have that...
You know, I have no tourney experience at all. I never ever played a tournament in my life. So from a POV of a tournament player, I play completely different, you know?
This is also ranked experience, though. This is actually just high ranked experience. Like, being in stacked master lobbies and winning these games allows you to learn how to do this as well. Tournament makes you learn that faster, because in tournaments there will be more teams here, and you're gonna have to be more passive and more concerned about your position. Whereas here there is just like 2 teams, so it's like top 3.
And here, you know, like usually in the end game,
top
I'm
7.
super patient and don't like. I let them make mistakes, like usually.
So
don't know. Yeah.
Let's like wrap it up, right? So ultimately, simple. You pull back, you don't need to hold this, they have the box there, they're not gonna have to push out of the box. Even if you could ulti them from there, you can't kill them, because the other team will shoot you in the back if you try to do anything to them. So you first deal with the team, that is the immediate priority. not the team at the furthest end. Regardless of how beautiful they look all the way over there and able to shoot at them, the team that can take you out of your position is the closest team. So that's what you prioritize. Even if you have to like let that other team do whatever the fuck they want and even get this other building, as long as you wipe the other team, you're gonna be in a 2v2, 3v2 or 3v3. That's completely fine by you, because as long as that's the case, there is nobody to interfere with the fight anymore. You're no longer, because up until this point right now, we're either 3v6 or 3v5. That's all we know of. We're either 3v6 or 3v5. We are not. Let's be real. It's always preferable to be in a 3v3 like arena mode rather than a 3v5 where you have to kill a team while not dying to another team. That's
exactly.
So you deal with the immediate threat and then you go for the next threat, which will be the team that is the furthest from it. That's pretty much it.
I don't know how we manage to do that sometimes when I play with other aspirants. Like, we had a situation where we were fighting with 3 guys on 2 different teams while we were playing towards each other. Like, we were 3v6 and holding and knocking 2 teams together. I don't know how we managed that. 1 team on the left, 1 team on the right. Was a similar situation. We killed all 6. It was diamond lobbies.
It would mean the other teams are just too bad and making too many mistakes. That's simply what
probably. We did a lot of damage on them and they couldn't push. Like, we knocked in each team a guy and thirsted, and there were still 2. And I don't know how we managed that.
So yeah, as the case being here, what is the TP is behind you, right?
TP?
He can give you. If she
TP roof, I instantly turn around to the roof and look.
Exactly.
TP roof.
So you looked at it, but in that very moment, if this guy, because the guy that you see TP is their teammates, not the Ash. The Ash is already in front of my face. She just landed on me with a PK.
That's what I didn't.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if this Ash was to go to your side of the roof, you would be one clipped right here. Right in this very moment, you would have lost your entire health bar immediately. On top of that, because of the way you are right now, when you turn around, that other team that you've just been shooting at also can see you temporarily before you get here. Now, if you go here, the team that you've been just shooting at right now, up until now, can also see you. So being here is another risk that you don't need, because you just shot them and you know for a fact that they can see you here because you know exactly where they are. So being right here means that if those 2 behind you right now have 301s, and they're probably going to be pretty stacked because it's endgame, they shoot you right now, you lose your entire HP bar or just die blade, like straight up. And that means that this position crumbles because the Gibby dies, so the defensive utility dies. And then either we have to just basically either queue out and Ash TP out somewhere and play for our lives, which is not going to happen because they're just going to kill us after they kill you because we have no position. Or we just basically die right here on the building and just try to fight for it till the death. So this is why you're the anchor. You have to learn to be an anchor. It doesn't matter that it's not like your playstyle or not what you want to learn. Being able to understand what is needed to do in these cases makes you know how to play all these situations, regardless if you are on that character, because you want to be an IGL. How can you be an IGL if you don't know where your Gibby is supposed to be playing? Because you're not understanding yourself what is the Gibby's job in that specific position. If you don't understand that, how can you expect someone else to understand that or for you to direct anything of that? So if you want to be a good IGL, you need to...
I would call my Gibby to me. I would say, like, yo, Gibby, you have to stay here in this building. Like, stop focusing this team. You need to hold us here. You need to help us on this team. Like, fuck the other team. Ignore them. Like,
well, you would already be able... Like,
look at this. Look at this, I would say.
You would already would have to tell him, play at the back of the building. Play at the last building at the back, and that's it. And then a good Gibby would just basically like be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just hold there. Because if they TP'd here and...
A good Gibby, but a bad Gibby wouldn't. He wouldn't know what to do at all. He would be lost and scared. And...
Exactly. Sometimes you play with suboptimal teammates, and teammates are not always going to be doing everything right. That's impossible. Teammates will always be doing some mistakes, which you're going to have to somewhat account for and cover for. Like, shit happens. But ultimately, understanding all these situations is what allows me to be an IGO. And it allows everybody who wants to anything and coordinate any teammates to be confident in what they're saying and correctly coordinate things. If he knows how to play that, he knows how to tell other people how to play that. So that's how it works. Like, I don't tell you this because I know how to play it as a Wraith, but not as a Gibby. If I were a Gibby right there, I would know where to play without any doubt. So therefore, I understand where my teammate is supposed to be. That's why I can IGL that. That's why I can think in the fight.
Like I don't know precisely from a comp POV how, like from your POV, how to play any legend at all.
Exactly.
Like what I need to learn from you is like, actually I should make a, like, you know what you should do to spare a lot of time, like to spare a lot of time for like a lot of clients and aspirants and coaching. Like you should do like a kind of tutorial, even if you don't want to hear that now. I think you are not the type of doing that. You should make a kind of tutorial for each legend from a composition POV, how they should be played and play towards each other. Because I think if you just explain it once, what you think what a legend should do, and people watch the video, they can choose, do I want to play like this or that? Yeah. Is that my type? And they will have less problems to pick a legend that fits to them from your POV. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But ultimately, this, like, if I were to do that and somebody will simply watch the video, then what did they need me for then? What am I for?
No, they will need you. They will need you practice this stuff, right?
Not necessarily. They
will know a Wraith has to hold a team and stuff, but they will not know how to do it completely correct. Like you don't have to do a 1 hour video on how to play whatever Gibby or something. Just like a 2-minute video to say this legend is more made to hold angles and like do entry fragging, and like you never want to be like doing this or that. This is major mistakes people do on that legend.
If I were to be paid to do that, I can absolutely easily do that. But ultimately, like, how to put it? Giving away all the knowledge before like anything would make it difficult for you to later find clans, because then ultimately you're like, oh shit, okay, I know how to do what to do with that.
Then do it for you. Then do it for your aspirants or for other pros.
Yeah, but like, how to put it? Once again, if one is to be paid, I see no downsides to someone making such a video so that other people can learn. If he himself gains something from working on that video and like sharing all the knowledge with him. But ultimately, how does that help someone to like spend time recording and explaining everything when he's just like not really gaining all that much for it? Ultimately, I didn't get blessed with this knowledge from the mothership. I spent time mastering it, right? So it's one or the other, right? It's people either spend time mastering it or
same for me, but I have so many different POV, like not POVs, like I'm starting to think like there's so much different point of view from you on so many things that I don't know from tournaments and stuff. Like I have no tourney experience, and everything I figured out was by myself or from advices from others.
So
yeah.
Let me show you once again so we'll skip this one. We already went through this one. We don't need to go 30 times over it. This is the fight as a Wraith from.
If you real.
Hold up. Let me. How fast did I wipe them? Why are they instantly dead?
I think in that fight I did nothing. You can just skip.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that when a Wraith is good, she can create so much even without her teammates existing. But against better teams over time, you're gonna be more pressured as a Wraith, so you're gonna have to do less mistakes, but still retain an amount of impact in the fight. I'm not saying you can 1v3 the fight like I'm doing to these guys. I'm saying that
I swear to God, if you give me a chance to play more than 2 rounds Wraith and just to be confident doing things on her, you will see that I come back on fire and will pop off. It happens magically. It happens magically once I'm in the flow. It happens magically. It does. Once I'm confident and in the flow, I do things. Maybe some of them will be wrong, but maybe some of them will impress you. Like, I'm pretty sure I will be able to do things that you are not expecting from me yet, because I see where you judge
going, bro?
my skill, and I
super
see
glide
how
on me?
I'm playing in those situations, and I know how I can play in other situations.
50 flash.
I know I can pop off much more than this.
So you see that in this situation, it's not
Yeah.
required for me to go into their face and win the fight, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is this can be done
Well,
with,
you're basically
with any
just
character.
chilling,
Yeah, I'm
playing
simply
with them.
shooting. I'm simply
Yeah.
just playing
Yeah.
angles, and that's it.
And
I don't need to
one
go in their
inside
face and challenge them into their face. Okay, Fatty's here. Okay, I see his teammate shooting from behind. That's fine. I'm just gonna go here.
Reloading.
I don't need to kill him right now, right? I need to get my teammates in position. And Kush is right now not with us. He's on the side and coming in right now. He's on our right side, right here, you see? So he's not with us. But if I can get a knock simply being with, with playing with angles, then I'll do that. If not, I'm gonna wait for him and then I'm gonna start going in. That's important because people try to entry and then they don't pay attention to their teammates, and that's really, really bad. Not paying attention to your teammates' health, their teammates' position, your teammates' position, and the enemy's position makes you so that you go in and you enter yourself, and you just end up dying yourself for no reason. Even if you do something, if your teammates are not in position to do anything with that, you're kind of working for yourself only. So that makes no sense. Rather, preserve your health, preserve your resources, and then when your teammates are in position, go now and create something so that they can do something as well. Now that's what we call space. You shoot here. We're not even under any pressure per se. We're simply playing angles. You crack this guy.
Raise crack. 50
Great crack.
flash.
She goes up.
You look at the wingman shots from me on that one. Look on my POV, bro. Look on my
Is it here?
POV.
I think it's here.
Yeah, it should be.
That's there.
Yeah.
That is dead.
On the roof.
Enemy down.
On my roof.
Raise crack. 50 flash.
I don't know why she would ever stand there, like standing in the like.
3 hits straight.
Dead. And she just died, right? That's there.
Yeah,
At this
exactly.
point,
And
you
I'm so
once again.
focused. Like I'm also chilling here.
Where you go,
I'm basically relaxed in this game.
Once again, we will walk after together and we just like 2v3 this entire fight. Like he didn't even get inside the fight. But that's what I mean. Like just being there at the correct position to support is all that it takes most of the time. It's not needed to be like a god aimer.
And here I was absolutely relaxed. Like the first game, okay. The second game I was relaxed more. I remember that it was, and then it was like another game, okay, and then it went worse. See,
This one I just want to them, I guess.
the bubble. I remember that.
Honestly, this is a fine bubble. Like I would also throw this. This is a good bubble. It's not.
Especially when they
it's not any
outpitch
longer
from the
because
other
they
side.
want to also nade, or they could try to TP him out. So bubbling
And I'm
here
isolating
and,
this
and
guy.
making the free door kick because look, they arc here.
Yeah.
This arc would have landed right in front of this door, which would have
Exactly.
broken it, but it would also have stalled, and they might have been able to.
That's why the
TP.
bubble was so cool.
So this bubble was fine. Like I would have also done the same because right now all you have to do is just finish this guy. Just finish this guy so that he doesn't crow anywhere. We don't want him to be
I
alive.
hear that, and I'm finishing him also. I hear it a bit late, but I'm doing that.
Yeah, you hear it a lot, but ultimately this is what I mean. Like finish this guy.
Mm.
What I didn't understand is, hold up, I want to see, like, why did you run instead of like hold your ground?
Shooting at me.
What made you not hold it?
I think I took damage from the thermite.
Hold up.
Yeah,
So
here I
you
took
bubble
damage.
here.
Nice. Don't go. Finish the raid. Finish the raid, Sofres. The raid is...
Like, here,
Yeah,
this
this
grenade,
nade.
this grenade won't actually do anything because it's just dropping like in front of the thing. They're not.
Yeah, but now I'm taking damage from it.
Dead.
I'm running from it, like for some reason.
What I mean is,
So I'm
like, you don't need to run to
Finish
this,
the raid, Sofres.
right? You see,
Yeah.
Finish Sofres. Guys, finish the raid,
here's
Sofres.
the raid, right? Move 2 steps back, reload gun. Literally moves 2 steps back, reload gun.
That's what I'm doing.
No. I mean, literally, like right here. You don't actually
Okay.
need to do any of that. You simply just shoot
Okay,
at the raid.
okay.
Even if you can shoot at the raid, simply just hold your ground, and then after the bubble
Okay.
disappears, you can just thirst her down. If not, you shoot this. You don't need to walk forward. Like this forward walk.
I can stay in the door for
For
shooting here.
some reason, you have the
Yeah.
tendency to walk forward while shooting, and I don't know why. Like while
Yeah.
trying to thirst people. In the same case that you were shooting the guy in the fight night. You walk forward and
Yeah.
you just get blasted. Or, like, what's the point? There's no need. Just shoot.
Sometimes I'm doing that, yeah, true.
Yeah. You have cover, just stand on your cover on your door, shoot. If they push, you're ready to hold that. But instead,
Yeah.
you turn around and in that moment, now because
It's
you're
old
pushing,
habit.
That's
It's old habit.
that's what when they push.
Yeah.
and it ends up so that you're not actually ready to fight them. See, like despite you being a Gibby, you have done no damage in the fight. Like despite being the primary holder for the fight, you have managed to do a single wing
But
shot.
I'm not the entry fragger, right?
Exactly. Now you're getting pushed. You're the one who's getting pushed. That's your field actually. This is where you're the strongest. When people are pushing into you and you're reacting to them. That's what Gibby is like the strongest at. Because he is the one who basically is the most difficult one to budge from a position. And now because you simply are giving up your position because you turn your back and you run back, kind of the ostrich mode,
Yeah.
it ends up so that you're just tanking
shuttle.
damage. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
why
exactly.
you're running all the way here for that? There is no point. You have a
To get cover again.
but you don't. You have cover already. This is your cover right here. This is your door. That's your
Exactly.
cover. Like,
And the bubble is gonna disappear, right?
yeah. But even this is just pointless. If you're gonna nade, then save it for when the bubble disappears. You used your last grenade to throw it in front of the bin where they're never gonna get hit by anything. Instead, wait for it here, and then throw it as they're coming into the bubble, and then you can play on the door. And then if they stay inside the room, they get fucked. If they don't, they just get shot while running out. So right here, there's just no point. Like right here, stand, shoot,
Dead.
and then just like stand on your door. Like this door right here is where you want to be standing, because the moment this guy walks in, I'm gonna blast him from the right side of the bubble, and the bubble disappears right here, and then you're gonna blast him with the flatline. Just reload your flatline. So that's ultimate you has to happen.
Got pushed by another team.
What is the next fight?
Oh yeah, this team got fucked from me. Holy shit. Go a bit back to my POV. I fry this guy.
This is
Look how... No, go a bit back, go a
No,
bit back.
that's your only damage.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's...
literally your
Yeah, look. Look what I'm doing to him, bro. That's on me.
Close one HP.
That's a good ulti, I would say. That's not a bad ulti. It's a little aggressive, but I guess it was good ulti in my field. It doesn't make it so that they can't do anything here, and they have to play close angles, so they die.
Yeah.
Then after that, we leave. I can go right side buildings.
That's dead. There's people here on the height.
Here I can't see shit because of storm.
RTP.
Here I can't see shit.
Let's go. Give me rising,
This is where some mistakes started happening. You see, like
Yeah,
you have-
I instantly say I bubbled the horizon ult.
but why are you going first with the bubble? Like just get on the roof
Yeah.
and start shooting.
I was thinking we are in a close range fight. And we need a bubble for it.
But
So
why would you give up
instantly
your
double.
height from here to just slide down and drop in here? Like why would you give up
Yeah,
that
that's
shot
true,
spot
that's
versus
true.
versus this? Like
That's true.
what do you do
I saw
here?
you on low ground. I think that's why I dropped as well.
That's because the bubble resing. That's because I knocked one right here.
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
look,
I
I'll
think
show
that's the only reason
I'll
why.
show you my POV so you can
Yeah.
have an idea. Like this is of this fight, my POV.
Yeah, I should just hold high.
This is how I start the fight with the same damage as you, but I end up like the fights with like 3 times your damage because this. Shoot,
Dead. Come in. Pick it.
kick it, bubble,
Finish the raid.
finish this guy off.
The raid and self-res. Guys, finish the raid self-res.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah? But inside. Dead. Last one inside.
Correct.
This is what I mean by you're gonna have to sometimes go aggressive with raid, even if it's not like necessarily the thing that you want to do. This is what I mean. What is the point for us to all stand in the same angle? I'm just gonna swing on him, and now you see he can't do
Yeah.
anything but look at me. Even if you guys
Yeah,
are
and we
at
can come behind
even if
you
you guys
for
are
this.
at 2 HP each, he can't do anything but shoot at me. I'm in his face. I'm literally in his face. Even if you guys have
Yeah.
no HP either of you, you will still be able to kill him.
Yeah.
Then the next fight is this
Fighting
one.
in the middle, in the open. Lost one HP.
He gets killed by the other team. You give you that. He gets folded now.
What the fuck? Your reaction. What the fuck?
I was like, actually, what the fuck? Like, where is this guy coming from?
Lost one HP.
On me?
On me?
What the fuck? He's inting? He's inting. He actually is inting. I don't know where this guy came from, but he was actually hard inting. You do not push that this way. You literally cannot. Then the next fight is this one. I think despite me starting with 300 damage, after like a couple of sprays, I'm already at 1.1. This is how you build damage. Not because I'm poking a lot across the map. It's mostly because I just hold my ground and I just fight him. Then this guy dies.
There's people here on the height. Raid one.
One flash,
RTP.
yeah.
Nice. Let's go. Give you rising, give you rising.
This is why I'm sliding.
Yeah.
Dead.
And that's a rate. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Entry fragger is a rate. You get a knock, and the Gibby starts going. You're the first one in the bubble. You're the rate. You're the one who's aggressing in. Your teammates, they can basically just either hold the height or you can just push second with you. In this position, if I'm Gibby, I'm just taking the TP and running after the rate, just to fight in the bubble. And then after that, if somebody shoots me, like, I don't know where this guy was. I had no idea where this horizon was. All I saw was the Gibby bubble. That's it. But
Yeah, that bubble was so funny.
yeah, I mean, he had to. He had.
Actually, it was good because we didn't get sucked from that ulti because
Oh no,
of the
I did.
bubble.
I was never close to getting sucked. I was always like.
No, but I was close to get sucked from it. So, but I didn't mean to bubble the ult, but it was funny when it happened. I was like, okay, never mind.
The bubble doesn't block the sucking of the ultimate. It
did. It did. It
No,
does.
no,
It does.
It does not. You can suck a team.
Look at me.
through-
I'm not getting sucked from the bubble. Like the ultimate from Horizon is in the bubble. I'm not getting sucked from it.
You're slow. Look, you're slow.
No, I'm not.
Dead. To dead.
I guarantee you that the Gibby bubble does not
It did
prevent
not slow.
Horizon from pulling you inside.
Let's test this in firing range.
I can test it after that,
Later.
but ultimately,
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that if you get Gibby ulted, you get pulled inside. If you get Horizon ulted in a Gibby bubble, you get pulled in. So yeah, this is what I meant by like this fight. This is how this fight just
Is
ended.
that yours?
I didn't even shoot at the third guy. You guys
But
just killed
the
him. right
complete hole from the Horizon ult was inside the bubble. What? Like the whole thing was in the bubble.
It doesn't matter.
I think it doesn't
still,
suck from
it
outside.
Still pulls. It still pulls. I'm not sure about the inside versus outside. I know for a fact that when Gibby bubbles happen and Horizon ults them, it always pulls them from one side of the bubble to the other.
If the ult is outside of the bubble, right? But how if it's inside the bubble?
I don't think there's a difference inside versus outside. I'm pretty sure that it's
Let's
just bubble.
let's test
We can test it later,
that.
but yeah, this is the fight that I'm talking about. Like, I was looking, I was like, wait, why is there bubble on top of a Horizon ult?
Yeah, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
So this is why when I was on raid, ultimately, it didn't amount to any losses there, because as you can see, as a raid, I'm doing enough that even if the bubble is on top of
Yeah,
Horizon
you're
or
also
on the side,
confident enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
I already killed two
Yeah, yeah.
people. What can they do? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if the
Yeah,
Gibby
of
if the
course.
Gibby ult in the bubble dropped off the map. It doesn't matter. Like they're already
Yeah.
down to people. So this
Exactly.
is the difference. You can like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the moment that I need teammates here,
This was the moment. This was so fucked up. Like I
I
actually.
saw your POV. Yeah, I saw your POV.
Yeah, this is
here,
like so bad.
I'm going to entry here, right? And then the only thing that I see is a Gibby ult, which I have no idea
Yeah.
if it's yours because there was no call.
Oh, it is?
But Gibbon says, watch out! I'm opening the
I
sky.
got a bat real quick.
I can self rest. Yeah, there's a Bangalore. I don't mean.
And then all I see is this. Like I literally.
Yeah, all you
Still,
see. Yeah,
I
exactly.
enter Frag and Ash, and both my teammates have died to unknown circumstances because I have
Yeah,
no
exactly.
comms. I have no comms. We're getting pushed or like anything like that. Like the moment that I saw that, it was already over. Like the fight's already done.
Yeah,
Middle.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it is?
Agree.
Opposite
Yeah.
side inside this building, second floor. So all you need
And
to
when
do
you
is
say
walk-
that, and
walk-
I see you sneaking up, I'm thinking, nice. Darkin is in front of them. So when I Gibby ult this now, they have to go inside. Darkin has angle. The ult is not gonna hurt him. I can walk up, bubble, and push with you. Like that's exactly what I'm intending to do. But
This-
it's already too late here.
The only
this
thing
is
that
already
Gibby
too
ult will
late.
stop is anyone walking out on this side of the ledge, but on the right side, anybody can walk out because your Gibby ult hits here. So the edge of it is
Exactly.
like.
They cannot go out.
Bangalore, no.
You see where the Gibby ult edges? You see the red line on the
Yeah.
roof? That's where
Yeah.
your Gibby ult edges. So they will be fine anywhere outside on the opposite side of the height. So if
Yeah,
they
I
see
see.
this Gibby
Yeah.
ult, they
It
go
need
to
to
the
be
back.
more forward then.
They go
Yeah,
all the way
mm.
back, and now I'm fucked because
Mm.
they go from inside
Mm.
and from outside, and now you
Yeah, I
guys
see.
cannot walk up unless you Ash TP to the roof. But if you Ash TP to the roof,
Yeah.
you're still getting hit by the Gibby ult. You can Ash TP to the floor, but what's the point of TP to the floor from
Yeah,
floor
yeah.
to the floor? All you have to do is just walk up.
Yeah, true.
Bangalore, no.
So
True,
this
true,
is
true,
this is
true.
why this makes like no sense. Like Gibby ult
Yeah,
here
exactly.
should be if we walk in.
The intention of the Gibby ult was to make this team be stuck inside the building while you have the angle there to have shots for free on them. and we walk up and fuck them up with you. That was the only intention.
But you can see how
Earlier.
easy it is for this to crumble the moment that anybody has any
Mm.
game sense to just peek outside and punish the Gibby standing in the open with the ult.
Yeah, that was just done from my side.
Also, if
I
you're
saw
gonna
that.
give you ult in such situations, all you have to do is just slide forward while throwing the Gibby ult because you're not gonna get slowed. Right here, you try to throw the Gibby ult and then you try to walk and slide and you get a full dead slide.
Yeah,
So you just get
totally.
obliterated for it. If you're gonna throw a Gibby ult, just throw it slide jumping and that's it.
Okay.
Like you don't need to walk on the you don't need to be planted to the floor to throw Gibby ults. This is
Yeah.
this is not needed. And just simply you put
Yeah, there you see I have no Gibby experience.
Yeah. Ultimately,
By the
to
box,
fight me
by the tree.
like anti-fragging this guy, it didn't amount to anything because both people have died,
Yeah.
and he's by himself,
I don't need.
and I cannot do anything because they're here. I would just drop off here. Like you can't do anything here. Just drop off. Just self-res after you drop off.
I tried, but I was stuck
Was there
in
no
this
way
corner.
to? Was there no way?
No.
Oh, this ledge actually. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it makes me be
If you're
stuck.
if
I
you're on the
couldn't. I
height, you can.
tried.
If you're on the ledge here, I guess you probably cannot.
I tried. I was
Yeah,
stuck.
I think actually you can't. On the higher ground you can, like on the other, like literally right above you can, but here I guess there's a small ledge. So yeah,
Yeah,
ultimately,
that's right.
despite me entering
No, that's right, me.
everything, and this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
how we ended. This is how we ended up losing that. So yeah, just prioritize like just walk up for it. Like you don't like Gibby ult. I use in like 1 out of fucking 10 fights. Like it's so rare. Another thing is this fight. I'm pretty sure. This is where you definitely start to like hard panic. So you knock, we knock this guy. Okay, walk
Gibby
forward.
completely fucked. Go push Gibby, push Gibby, push Gibby. Push Gibby there. He's 70 left. I'm going in bubble. You can
This
finish
guy's
it
also
off.
one. This guy's also one.
Okay.
Just be careful other team now, okay?
This guy is running on one shot.
You
left.
finish him off. Okay.
Okay, nice.
In this situation, don't walk into the other team. We know that there's a team there. Going into them right now would mean that you're A, getting stuck, and B, you're essentially putting yourself so close to them that if they choose to, they'll just save you. And your bubble
Yeah,
will not
probably
save
as a wraith you could do it. As a Gibby, no, right?
you. You
This
cannot.
guy's also one.
Like, even as a raid,
Yeah.
it would be a bad
That's
idea.
my-
But as a Gibby, 100% not. Like, as a raid, right now would still want to go and reset, and then if needed, then we just go through the tunnel together and walk out on the other way, and then we just like do from there. We can either Ash TP, raid TP, heck, you can just bubble out and just like explode on top of the roof of the building. But anything is better than just going right next to the team where we're not fully reset and we are not in position. Like he's in the open there in front of you, so he's standing in the
And
open.
you are
right now.
cracked and I'm cracked, basically.
Yeah. So look how
Yeah.
far he is. If a team pushes right now, even if I were to be right under them, and you go to where I am going right now, so you go to where I am. If I go there, I will still have to just insta-Q out because I mean there's a full team on top of me. Kush is down below.
That's why I also
you're
said,
down
like,
there.
maybe I need to bubble. Maybe I need to bubble. No, you're fine.
Yes,
Okay, I'm
that's,
fine.
That's because
I believe you.
that's
I'm
because
fine.
you put yourself in a spot where you're potentially pushable by a full team, and that's exactly what happens. It's just
on
with a
me.
small
I
delay.
think I have to bubble.
Okay.
You see?
No, you're fine, I think. We're holding.
Gibby has purple.
You're fine, I think. So don't play so much in the open. Right here, you're way too much in the open. You need to be right next to that wall. Literally, like.
I was
two-
thinking when you said you're fine, I think I was like, okay, I'm not coming back. I'm staying here then if I'm fine.
But yeah, but not right here because here, if somebody peeks from the height, you're fully visible.
Yeah.
If somebody peeks
So
from
I
the
should
left,
have come back, even if you say you're fine. That means you're fine for now. We are watching you. You can come back.
You can-
but it doesn't
yes.
mean you're fine. You can stay there.
exactly. You can either
And
come
I
back
was
to me.
thinking when you guys said you're fine, I was thinking it means I can stay there. And I was like, no, if I stay here, I take damage and I'm alone. I need to bubble then, but like I should go back. My intention was to go back, but when
You can
I
stay
heard
here.
you're fine,
This is fine. Like
Really?
you can stay here
Okay.
as long as you don't stay like
You're fine,
hold
I
up.
think.
So you see where you are like right now when you go for the shield though? Hold up. Let me see if I can pause it right there.
yeah.
Your team then.
Yeah, on me. I think I have to bubble.
Okay.
So right here you will be fine. If you're right here,
Head glitch, yeah.
you can be fine. If you get peeked, you step back and you go towards the right side. So all you have to do is just play on this. If you get peeked from the left, you simply go behind cover. If you get shot a lot and you lose an amount of HP, all you have to do is just
Bubble,
slide
go
backwards
inside.
and bubble under your feet, and that's it. No, not
Yeah.
inside. If you bubble inside here, you will just get pushed, and then it's like they get
Okay.
cover.
Okay.
All that you do is just slide back into the open, bubble backwards, and just eat shield cells or battery or whatever you have if you don't have
What's
batteries.
my team, right?
And then I'm
Okay,
there.
okay.
Like, if they try to cross through the bubble, they'll lose their health. Even if they go into the bubble, they'll be armorless. So, okay.
But wouldn't it be a bad bubble if I use it to come back to my team because it's
no.
gonna disappear in the? Okay.
It doesn't matter because
Okay.
as long as you're alive off of that bubble and they can't gain anything out of it, I mean, the bubble did its job. Like, it's.
But we won't have it in a fight then.
It
if
doesn't
they
matter.
come to
It doesn't
push
matter.
us
You
through.
don't need
Okay.
every fight to be won with the bubble. The bubble
Okay.
is a tool, depending on the
But
situation.
that's what I was thinking. We need a bubble in every fight.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
ultimately,
Yeah.
ultimately, the bubble is a response to a certain threat that the enemy has. If the threat is that they're pushing into you, then you bubble and you hold defensively. If the threat is that if you try to
Yeah.
cross into the open and you're gonna get shot for it, then you bubble forward to deny the angle. You bubble in such a way
Yeah, okay.
that where they're
Okay, okay.
standing at, they can't shoot you because there's a
Okay.
massive cover that you can run through, but they can't shoot through. That's what the bubble works as.
Yeah.
However, in situations where you're in a bad spot and you need to make space between you and the enemy, even if you're completely in the open, you just throw the bubble and just literally look for the closest
Yeah.
cover that you can go to or right next to your teammates and see if you can like reset from there. But yes, if you're right here,
You're fine, I think.
pretty much, you're fine. However, if you stand right here,
Play on your corner.
so you see how far you are? Right here. You see this guy peeking up the top? If they peek you right now, they can blast you to death. And even if you bubble for yourself right now, they're already too close. Like, I would not probably be able to stop them from killing you and going back inside the building. So, now this is bad. Like, here where you are, this is bad.
Forward,
I'm
I
watching.
think.
On height, on height. It's all good. Like, you're chilling. Just
I
play.
bubble on height.
That was a question mark. You see, I was confused. Don't judge me.
Like,
Look how long I'm asking what to do now. Like I'm literally lost here. Go 5
yeah,
seconds back, please.
that's because
Please go 5 seconds
exactly
back.
like you said. You're lost. You don't know what to do in that position, so therefore you're
Because
like,
I was like, I need to go back to my team. No, I'm holding here. Okay, I bubble. No, you don't need to bubble. I bubble now on height. I bubble on height.
no. Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening now? What do we do now?
I can
Like,
understand
what's
how
the
this
next
can
step?
be. Yeah, I can understand how this can
Like,
be a
what's-
miscom. But ultimately, what I meant is that they are on height. Like, I'm seeing them on height. That's what I meant, on height.
And I bubble for them, protect them.
Yeah, it actually like gave them
Why
cover.
are you playing? We're not
Why?
playing.
I was asking for my bubble and you said on height, bro.
Like, you see how easy it is for you to come back if you just bubble like right here. If they push right here, they're in the open. And look where I am. You see where I'm standing? You see where I'm standing? They can't shoot me, but I can shoot them if they try to cross. Like, you see them?
It's fine. Like, you're
I'll show you the fight from my POV so you can see.
Yeah. Oh my god, this bubble. I knew. Why would I bubble up top when I need cover here? I was question mark like so big in my mind. I was like, why would I bubble on height?
Useless.
Like, okay, I can do it, but why? I didn't understand, but I did it. Like, you know.
saying I'm watching to you. It's fine. Like, you're.
But yeah, this is the angle that I have there.
I'm saying I'm watching to you. It's fine.
Jesus.
And you see, now they're just using like your bubble for cover.
Like, you're okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
That's
But
why I was
at
like
this-
laughing
at-
so
at
much.
This
'cause
Gibby,
like-
I don't know what this Gibby is doing.
Oh
He's
my
like
God.
smoking crack, but he just runs into the open and he dies. Like, this Gibby is just throwing hard. And this is basically,
Now
at
I'm
that point,
getting,
like,
like,
you have an entry
confused.
frag, and then
Because-
all you have to do is just, like, get space. Ideally, it would be with you, but yeah.
You dead? Like, you out?
Back is cracked as well.
And that's it. That's pretty much it. This is how you win fights. You don't need to do anything, like, special. Ultimately, the Gibby made a mistake. We punished it, and now we're just getting
Yeah.
closer. This is a little ambitious because I'm challenging 2 people, and Kush is cracked, and you lost your health, and you had to go back all the way to the back. So this is
Yeah,
like,
but you
this,
know you can-
this
you
is an
can
equal
manage
challenge
this.
because of I'm confident in my mechanical skill. That's
Yeah, and you knew this team was dog shit when that
Yes.
he made the mistake.
exactly.
Like,
When I
you-
called,
you
when
knew
I
you
saw
can do
this,
it.
yes, when I saw
Yeah.
this, I felt confident with my mechanical skill. I can pull
To do
this
that.
off
Yeah.
and get out. Worst case,
And this happens to me as well sometimes. Like when I have this as well.
Back is cracked as well.
When I eat too much damage from a team, I'm not confident to do this. But when I see this team is dog shit, I also go in like that. But yeah,
normally I
need
wouldn't.
to-
Normally I wouldn't do it. Versus most people, I wouldn't do it. But given that they're actually like
Give me.
completely over the place and their timing for 3 people was completely off, I was like, yeah, they're probably just gonna lose on the spot. If
I played that like short players maybe.
Drop off so I can teach you.
Next fight, let's see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
think
What did we win here? We won.
Confused and more insecure right now. Yeah,
But
that
also
was
something I can say is clients definitely don't want to hear that. Even though they know that they're playing with an aspirant, clients definitely don't want to hear that. Regardless of which client you're gonna play, you're not gonna want your aspirant to constantly feel like say that I feel really insecure, I feel really bad, I feel
It
really
just
scared.
the thing is like when it started that I got focused on being the only one being criticized, that even the client started like rolling the eyes.
Yes,
Like, you know,
because he actually
this was the moment where I was thinking like, okay, let's just focus on the game and look on that later, because like it's not good to like, you know, it's probably not a good thing if like
the client is coaching the
every
aspirant.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
like basically
That's because
like it's
he
not
already
even it's
has
not
seen all
it's
this.
not even this it's not even this it's most likely like the client is not doing a mistake and the aspirant gets like focused about every little move, so the whole game session is focused on the aspirant's mistake instead of on the client's improvement.
Yes, however,
That's what
the
shrinks the quality of the session, right?
reason that
And
is the
that's why
case.
I didn't feel comfortable about being criticized so much in front of a client. Like, it's okay to take a bit criticism and do mistakes and stuff, but focusing the mistakes of the aspirant in front of the client for such a intense long time is, in my opinion, something that makes the client being annoyed because he is the one who want to be coached.
Actually, he was having fun until now. Like until the point that you started to like break down. He said
Yeah, but this was the moment when I started dying as well.
Well, yeah, but
After this game, like it was like, you know, I was just like I just tried to like mention, like, you know,
all I can say is that
like
up until this point, despite any mistakes happening, we were still like fine. Like we, whatever happened
yeah.
happened. The reason that he got tilted and left, because he actually just got tilted and left. Like he didn't just have to go or something. He actually just didn't want to play anymore because it was getting worse and
Yeah,
worse.
I know.
It was
But
getting bad. So
the thing is, like, whatever happened after that, like, it was all the time the focus on me and my mistakes instead of on the game or the client.
Exactly.
And I think this is what makes it not joyful. So we shouldn't focus so much. Like,
Actually,
of course, we need to mention mistakes and stuff, yeah, but I think we shouldn't do it for so long, right? Because he's also, like, paying for the session, right?
He's paying for me.
Because
you are
he
in
wants to
training.
learn.
You are in training. Like he
Exactly, but what is he paying for if you train me while we play with him?
That is
You
true.
know what I mean?
That is a good point. However, given that he's also like offering advice from his POV, the reason that is the case is because I've coached him since like season 8 or something when I came back to Apex
Since
Legends.
2-3 years, yeah.
Yes, season 8. Now he's season 12. I coached him for 4
Mhm.
seasons. He got like he was at a really low level when he started. He got
Mhm.
exponentially better. He is like so fucking good right now. Like the only
Mhm.
reason he's not like performing super consistent is because this man works like 60 hours a week,
Mhm.
and he also has 2 kids, 2 or 3 kids, and I think lives by himself as well because he's divorced as well right now. And
Mhm.
just in general, he can't afford the same time that I play. But if he were to play as much as me, for example, he would be as good as like some of our pros because he genuinely can play whenever he feels comfortable and he plays often enough. But sometimes he just like some days he just can't really play too much. So over time it gets like more difficult for him.
Yeah, sure.
But ultimately, he knows almost everything that I will explain to him because I have VOD reviewed with him for 4 seasons straight. Okay.
Of course, but I think what makes the client annoyed is when there's like no focus on him. Like What
not in
makes
this
the
case.
client?
Not in this case. He doesn't actually care so much about like the coaching part anymore because
I think he didn't. He didn't in the beginning, but like after the half of the session, he did because it started to annoy him. You
It's-
could hear that
no,
he
the
did
reason-
noises like.
yeah, I can
you
tell you.
know?
Yeah, I can tell you what started to annoy him. It started to annoy him that like we were arguing because you were losing your confidence, even though he didn't really care about any of the mistakes, as long as we just like play and have fun. He doesn't give a shit so much about the like coaching part so much anymore, as far as I know, because he already has reviewed literally everything possible with me. We have both reviewed for 4
I know,
seasons.
I know.
I don't think there's a situation that I can ever explain to him anymore that he hasn't been explained to yet. He's that experienced like with me. So he doesn't really care about that. What he doesn't want is that there's like constant like how to put it, excusing or like fighting about stuff. He just wants normal session, whatever happens,
Yeah, me
happens,
too, of
and
course.
that's it. If
That's
like,
why
if
I
you-
wrote you a
if
message
someone
in the
makes a
mid of the
mistake,
session.
yes.
That's why I wrote you a message in the mid of the session. I was like, bro, I think it's not good if I'm getting focused so much. Like, let's just
Yes.
like focus more on the game and more on the client because it's his session, not mine, right?
No, that's not my
Like
point.
that's what I wanted.
My
Like
point
that
is-
but that was my point. I didn't feel comfortable with that. It wasn't like
Yeah,
it
but
was
not
a moment. It was a moment when it was like going too intense. Like I know, like you know, I could feel that. I could feel that, and it was not only because I can't deal what was going on, or I could feel that he needed to focus on the game again. And
Okay, I'll explain why that is wrong. So a lot of the clans that you play with for a long time, including him, is probably like he's my first regular actually. He's the person that when I played first initially, I played the most with him, and for the longest time I played with him. So we are way past the client pro kind of thing. The only reason we do it is because I wish I could like play with him even just like that, but I simply wouldn't be able to pay for my roof if I didn't do that. Otherwise, we're pretty much at like we're friends. Like we message every day. So we are not gonna bother each other if anything goes like wrong. What we don't really want is to have like sessions where there is a lot of like there's someone breaking down and having like a mental breakdown in the middle of the session where there's nothing that big of a deal happening. It's just like we're calling like when he says Chaos, you need to come back. Like you can be fighting 2 fights. That's because he sees that as well. Like he's gonna call that for you.
and there, everything was fine in that situation. And I said, yes, I'm sorry, I'm coming.
this
I
is-
said that everything was fine there.
Yes, exactly the same thing with the bubble. When he said, like, when I also said the bubble and you said the bubble, and like he called, like, why do you bubble there? That's because he also didn't understand that. But we're not gonna like talk about it for 10 minutes. All we need to like, all we need to say is like, I misunderstood. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Just
Yeah,
fine.
but I said that I didn't mean to throw this bubble, and he was saying 2-3 times, no, I mean where we were on the hedge in the open there, and I was like, yeah, this bubble, it was an accident, and he was like, no, I mean there in the open, and like I was meaning the same
You're
bubble,
talking about the first one. He was talking about the first one.
the one where I Gibby ulted and on the head
This is the
glitch.
one. Yeah, he's talking about this here.
He was talking about this one. He was saying like, why did you bubble there?
Yes, but he didn't. That's why he didn't know. Like he thought that maybe you
It was
thought
an
about.
accident because of delay.
Yes.
I didn't mean to do that. I was lagging and he like said like 2-3 times. I mean this situation. I meant the same situation. This bubble was an accident.
Yeah. But I think you said like I thought like you said something different there at that moment. But then you're like, I think it might have been my mistake. We're gonna have to watch it because I can't remember. So he was like, yeah, I don't know. You just threw a ball forward and we had like a good head glitch. That's what he
I
said
think maybe
like
first
that.
I was thinking about another situation.
Maybe, yeah.
But
ultimately,
when I realized that he means this head glitch, I told him that one was an accident where Gibby ulted.
all I can say is that he's not gonna bash you for it. He's a really cool guy. But if he doesn't have like how to put it. He also gets like slightly like upset sometimes, or like kind of down, or kind of sad, you know. But ultimately, he's not gonna bash anyone for it. He's simply like curious why did he do it? Because he was also a Gibby player. He also plays Gibby, and he also can like do mistakes. but he also does understand the Gibby game style. So maybe he can like say, yeah, I probably wouldn't like bubble there, but if it's an accident, not gonna be like mocking you for it or something that you made a mistake. Like you're simply getting really defensive when there's no attacking. He's simply asking why did you bubble there, but what you're assuming is that why are you like blaming me that I missed my bubble?
No. I can take all the criticism if it's like not 10 minutes explained the same thing. Like I understand very quick, you know. Like if I don't understand a thing, I will definitely ask. Like I will always ask if there's something unclear. But like
So
like
the reason that somebody could feel like they would have to explain to you is because when you try to explain your logic behind it, like you explain it on a very long.
no, I think when someone is asking me why, in like when you want to know why, then I will answer, right?
Yes, of
so
course.
it's not a defense, it's an answer. So if you guys just want to say you don't need to bubble there, okay. There's no why. Yes, I need to. I'm correct. Right? It's just a call. You don't. The bubble. You didn't need to do that bubble. Was useless. Okay. You know. Okay. Good. I remember. But when like when I'm getting asked why did you bubble there, I will say, well, I did it because I wanted us to use cover from this, right?
Okay.
Let's say not on the head glitch. Let's say in a certain other
What I mean
situation.
is, don't take like every question as an attack. It's like
No, I think a question is a question what wants an answer. And if you just want to say that wasn't necessary, then okay, I don't need to answer this. It's okay.
yeah. What you can say is like
Remember.
I just messed up. Like that's it.
I think many times
even
you want
I
to
messed
just-
up like I think once or twice in these games. Like I made 2 mistakes. I'm pretty sure 2 on pat.
I think I'm realizing that you are asking many times why you do this and this, but you actually just want to say this was not necessary.
Yeah,
And in
basically
the
I
moment
wanna
when you ask, I start to answer. So when you ask me why do you do this, I will say I did it because of this.
if you have
I
a
think
good
we can
logic,
just avoid it.
if you have
we
a
can
good
probably
logic
just.
behind it, then I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, that could be.
I'm
a
probably too autistic for that.
thing. You're probably what?
Too autistic for that. I take it too much by the word, probably.
Yeah, like normally
Yeah.
I just ask because some people have logic behind their thinking, but ultimately like if I don't know why they're doing it, maybe they have a reasoning behind it, but it's
Yeah.
wrong. I have
Sometimes
to
I
find a
say
way
an
to fix it.
accident or-
If somebody says,
Yeah.
yeah, I know I was wrong, like I just fucked it up. And I can say,
Yeah.
yeah, this bubble was not really needed. Like we were fine. Like you don't have to do it. And
Yeah, exactly.
then
And we
the
shouldn't
person
shouldn't
could
need
be,
to say more about it. We shouldn't need to say more about it because that should
Yeah.
be all that's necessary.
yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm thinking as well. And when we keep talking about it for so long, I feel like, okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes
not dumb. I got it.
it
Like
could be
it's
like
good.
this.
I got it.
Sometimes
Like this
it
is
could
how
be
I
like
feel,
this.
and it puts more pressure on me. And then I get like, like I already understand it 10 times. Like we can keep it shorter. I understand quick. If not, I will promise to ask.
That's because at present, like there's, like I told you, like you have a lot of misconceptions as to how characters work and should be played, and what you're saying is like
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
how to play
yeah.
them competitively, but that's not what I know how to play. There's no difference between competitive. There is only one difference. It's good or bad. Either I play them correctly or I don't. There is no like 10 ways to play a defensive character. The defensive character, support character supports. If you're constantly playing front line as Gibby, maybe you're a god tier entry fragger and you get away with it as Gibby. That doesn't mean that the next 10 people that pick it up can do any of that, because ultimately they're simply going to be entry fragging themselves 9 out of 10 times. So teaching them to do that over playing as a support means that you're teaching them to play the wrong character in the wrong way. If they're going to be playing that, they might as well be on an entry frag character. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I mean by the Gibby thing. And this is something that
Yeah, that I fucked up. Yeah. I was thinking you are there. I was literally thinking you are there.
what
Right
I mean
on
is,
this thing. I pushed solo into a team, but I was thinking you are there.
Yep. What I mean
Yeah,
is,
I was thinking I have to
you
come to
also
help
go
you.
inside, you get a grenade inside your bubble, and then you like go
Yeah,
back
yeah, yeah.
into it. So
Yeah.
you see how this
Yeah.
thing, like you don't even see anything,
Forward for you.
but you go in, and then right here there is no point. Like if they
Yeah.
if they hold the angle, you're not gonna get better cover to shoot from being here. Just simply pushing in with a PK is just 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like just go in with a PK, and that's it. Even if you don't,
Mhm.
you can also just stay. Like you just like look, they TP'd in, so they lost all their armor. Just grenade.
Yeah.
Just throw a grenade behind. Go right side. So just walk right side. Throw a grenade behind their
Okay.
cover and just peek the left side. Literally, throw a grenade behind the cover on the right. Peek left side, and you win the fight by yourself without even me doing anything. I knocked one already.
Yeah, they were so
Right.
fucked. They were so fucked.
They lost
I
their
cracked them
entire
both.
armor. You pretty much did
Yeah.
like so much damage already that they already have no
Yeah.
armors as it is. So if they don't battery
That's why
here,
I'm so confident also I'm pulling up, but I'm also thinking you are with me. Like I thought you're there. I swear.
what I mean is you don't actually need to even like go that far in. You can actually just basically like hold,
Yeah.
throw grenade right, and watch this angle
Yeah.
here on the left. The moment they peek, you blast them with the Spitfire, and then you just walk
Mm-hmm.
in with the PK, and that's it. The fight's over.
Exactly. It's
Instead,
much smarter than
what ends
going
up
so
being
in
here
and
is-
taking more damage.
Now you give you ult me, right? I walk in. I'm like, okay, I'm walking in. You give you ult me. You leave. Now there's a guy behind you right now who's simply just not shooting you. I think literally a bulk behind you. If there was a full team right now, you see, you'll be dead. This guy right here
Yeah.
should have killed you. You should be dead. They're simply just bad. So that's what I mean. And now we're in shambles. So if that was a full team, we would be like pretty far.
Yeah.
And yes, this is what
Yeah.
that does. I
True.
think this is enough for now, but
True,
yeah,
true.
ultimately you can like rewatch the rest of it. I think after that it kind of like things started to crumble down, so there's no point to like rewatch too much. But this should like this is literally like guide to play Gibby. Like there's actually like no simple way. The time where we messed up really badly was here below. Like here, like the
Yeah.
utility was like, so we walk up, right? Take the TP.
Yeah, we were doing so much teams here. Yeah.
Okay, you get shot. Okay, that's a good bubble here. You see, that's what bubble under yourself means. This is exactly.
That's what I did this moment because
This
we
is good.
criticized
This
it,
is
and
good.
I did it right now.
This is
So
good.
finally,
This is
from
good bubble.
1,000 things I did, but I did one right thing.
This is a
But-
good bubble. This is exactly how you need. If you throw it forward
Mm-hmm.
towards the TP, you'll be dead right here. You'll be already dead. And you'll be dead inside the bubble. So ultimately,
Right down?
that's basically what it is. We get out here, and you go for reset. That's fine.
I know. I knocked Wraith over. I got another knock.
I had no medkit, so I popped a bed
Okay.
first and then a phoenix.
I
It
would
took
have
15
Phoenix
seconds.
then in that case. I would have just checked if I had
You know why I didn't pick the phoenix? I was one shot. If some guy come from Rift, I'm dead.
Yeah, no.
So I popped the bed first.
Well,
So
what I mean is, if you had a medkit, I could understand that. But if not, then I'll just go for the Phoenix because this delays your time. Like, so you eat the battery 5 seconds.
that's true.
plus
But
Phoenix.
imagine the bed is 5 seconds. The phoenix takes 10. Imagine another team from the respawn beacon is coming in this moment when I'm in this corner.
Then you would be dead anyway.
Before I
Then you would be dead anyway.
Exactly. So I would be able to take angle in front of this box if they just crack me. I still have 10 HP. I could not get out there anyway, probably, but I wouldn't be knocked while I'm phoenixing. I have a bit more time.
What I mean is, the zone is already on you, so you no matter what have
Yeah.
to eat this Phoenix. One way or another, you're gonna have to eat it because you simply
Exactly.
don't have medkit. So eating it after
Exactly.
that makes no sense because you check your stuff.
Was
Like,
just waste of time.
like right
Yeah.
here, you check your stuff. Right here, you literally check if
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
medkits,
Yeah,
right?
I
But
checked it.
Even though you check you have medkits, and once again you do it, you eat a battery, right? Because of the wheel. But right here, there's no point. Like you already checked on your TP in that you don't have medkits. So the zone
I
is
was
already-
literally doing that on purpose. I knew it is gonna take me 10 more seconds, no, 5 more seconds than needed. I knew that, but I did pop the bed before the Phoenix because I had no medkit and I did not want to Phoenix without armor.
Well,
Because
that-
it's most likely killing me. It
like I
will kill
said,
me more
makes-
than help me.
No. Like I said, it makes zero sense to do that because you're anyway gonna eat the Phoenix. So if a team is coming there, either you die to the zone or you die to
I
the
can
Phoenix.
cancel the Phoenix.
It doesn't matter. The zone is already on you. Like, look, your health. Like, so you eat this. If you were to cancel the Phoenix right now, and you have no bubble, and you're getting shot, where would you go that you don't die? All they have to do is 75
Exactly
damage
around the
to you.
box. Exactly around the box.
You can't.
Behind the
You,
box
you
on the
just
other
get pushed.
side.
So at this
Yeah,
point,
probably.
we already would have been pushed. If there was a team there, they would have been pushed. But what need to happen now, we need to get back to like a suitable health position to go and res him.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you're eating a bat into a phoenix, that's 15 seconds, and that's
Yeah, I know.
way too long. Like you
5
don't.
seconds too long.
Yes.
5
So
seconds
you
too
would have
long.
been able to already like either watch for me so that I don't get pushed and eat my medkit, or you would
Yeah.
have been able to start and walk towards him so that we can go and res him. But you definitely don't want to
Yeah.
do both of these because now you just have like a massive downtime for no reason. Even if you died there, nobody can say like, oh, why didn't you just battery there? I mean, if you battery, then you have no medkit and you lose the zone. So either you phoenix at the moment, then after that, either you phoenix at the moment that you get to the other side, like if I have a heat shield, or you simply just like die to the zone.
Yeah, I had a situation where I did not use a bat but a phoenix, and I died for it. And people said like, never use phoenix first.
Well, you
like
don't
it's
want to
for
use
clean.
you don't want to use phoenixes if you have batteries and the ability to simply eat a bat and fight more. But if the zone is coming on you and you're at 25 HP and you're missing your entire health bar, I mean, you're anyway gonna need to you're anyway gonna need to eat the medkit. Like no matter what, you're gonna have to heal your health before coming out into the zone. So
Yeah,
that
that's
doesn't
actually
actually help you in any way.
change anything.
Yeah, like you getting a battery off still means that in one spray you're still gonna have to eat a full phoenix. So you don't actually help anything. You simply delay the amount of time that it will take you to be fully operational to fight again. So that's what I mean. Another thing is if you're gonna peek here, don't do this. Like don't stay here and just do this, because if these guys were any good at all, you should be dead right here. Like look, there's team on your left and team on your right. They shoot at these guys, and the only person that does this damage to you is the guy from the top left. The only reason he doesn't actually kill you is because he got shot by another guy and I get shot by another guy. So you're not dead because of that, okay? So that's why. You don't need to be in the open there. Just go all the way right. Literally, if you have to sacrifice some health, just run right side. Like hard run all the way to him. Like actually just hard run. Either to me or to him. Like either to me and then we go hard right, or you just sprint.
Yeah, I was going towards you and then I saw like this is so many people, and then I was this is the moment when I stand in the open.
Yeah, what I mean
The intention was to go towards you, but yeah.
It is dangerous for you to do that.
Yeah.
And
true.
what I mean is this is the bubble that also like look.
Yeah.
So you see what is happening
You
here?
said Bloodhound ult, take care, don't peek that. So I was thinking maybe the bubble on the corner helps, so we can peek where he is, what's happening.
Another thing that you tend to do is you heal into the open, and that is incredibly dangerous. Like healing into the open like this, it is super dangerous. So you just got scanned from here, right? You're scanned right now. And what you do is you slide forward and you cancel it. Like, why would you need that? You don't need that. Just go hard right, go inside the building, and either you medkit inside it with me, because I'm also...
Yeah, I cancelled it because I didn't want to do it in the open, right?
Exactly. But why are you going in the open and starting it to begin with when you already know...
I think I wanted to pick it because I usually have batteries. I used my last battery before, so it was auto-selected a syringe, and I wanted to pick the medkit. In the moment when you select it, it uses it, so you have to cancel.
Well, in that case, just make some like keybinds for
the buttons. Yeah.
Right now, you're
I'm gonna stick to the cross wheel.
You're wasting so much time with the wheel that it's like fucking you up more than anything. Like the wheel is bad. I generally use the wheel for phoenixes, but mostly I just bat and.
I needed so long to learn it. Like I was healing from inventory when I started Apex, because this is how you do it in Battlefield. You need to like.
Open inventory. But yeah, ultimately here, even if you're not gonna medkit, going here forward makes no sense because you just got scanned from there. If they peek right now, you're sliding into people. You see how they cross there? This guy just super glid or some shit in front of you. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I saw there, but it feels like this guy just super glid in front of you. What up? Is that what happened? Yeah. Look, he's super glid. So, this guy super glid from in front of you. And now you're actually either he's
in Bloodhound and ult,
he's in Bloodhound and ulti, and now you're visible to him. So he just crossed in his ulti and he could see you. If he were to shoot you right now, you will be dead. You won't even get to eat the medkit. So your priority as a Gibby is anchor. So you need to prioritize your life in any position, whether you're going into cover or anything. It's your life that is prioritized. That's it. Nothing more. You cannot like do anything more than that. And then this bubble here, you see how you're standing in the open, but you just got scanned from the left? Right
was
here, you would
thinking
be
I'm
dead.
helping him with his bubble.
What I mean is,
Literally for this Bloodhound. Because he peeked him when you said don't peek him, and I thought, okay, at least I cover you.
but also
That
look,
was my intention.
look at your positioning here. Like you're simply standing in the open as a Gibby from a position where on your left you're completely visible to get shot. Like look, if anybody were to shoot you right now, you would be dead. Literally, like you'll be 100% dead. If anybody climbs high ground or shoots you from the corner, they're scanning you in the open. You see how you're standing still right now, fully scanned? Two people right now could shoot you. Bloodhound from the right and a guy from the left. You would be dead, dead. No bubble would save that, and I'm already medkitting, so I can't even do anything
He
about it.
cared for the left that there's a guy who
So
can
what
be
you should
stuck.
do, you should do right here, is you should already been inside my building. You eat the medkit on the corner, and then you watch the left side, and then I watch the right side. If he crosses through the open there, I'm gonna cover for him. You watch our backside because you're anchor. You're making sure that we don't get pushed while we are fighting for the right side space. So right here, this walking up is super dangerous. Like standing like this, that's the definition of you're just forfeiting your life. And at this point, you know what happens here? They see that you cannot do anything here, so they just hard push left because nobody's holding it. I lose my entire HP, and the position crumbles. Because look what happens next. They push you, right? High ground. That's it. The fight's over. Like, I cannot do anything.
I'm knocking him. I'm knocking him, at least.
Well, it doesn't even matter, because at that point it's
Yeah,
over.
it
Like,
doesn't-
our defensive character is gone. We have we are in zone, and they have so much space to play there. That's my point. Like it's here somewhere, I think. Yeah. So after this, pretty much.
Yeah, true. In front of us. On this corner here, somewhere.
Chill for a second. He's in
snared
Blahan
one.
ulti. He's in Blahan ulti. Chill.
I can bubble you.
On the roof. That side.
Darken, I'm out for a sec.
So that's because we're not even holding it. They're simply just like shredded. And I'm like, okay, can I entry left? Because because you bubbled, I thought that they're pushing you. So I was like, if there's nobody there, I can walk up. Like, look.
Yeah, the Bloodhound was there, and I was like, because we had the Bloodhound in ult, and we couldn't peek into chill. I was thinking a bubble will protect, and we can look at this Bloodhound here on the corner,
Well,
because
yeah, but
he was on that
back.
corner.
He'll just run back.
Yeah, he just ran back, exactly, and we didn't know that because couldn't peek.
Yep.
We could not peek because he was in ult, and it was too dangerous to peek him without bubble.
Ultimately,
So this is why we wasted the bubble.
ultimately, this is what I mean. Your anchor. You play at the back of the building and you hold for us. If we get pushed, then you're able to get just like free shots. If you need to bubble for us as we're coming back or inside the building, now that's a different thing. This bubble would be big value. But this bubble essentially just kills your team, because what happens is I'm like, okay, so they're getting pushed, right? On the right, okay? I can walk up on the roof.
Yeah.
And then I just get beamed, and there's two people
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
So that all that bubble did actually just pretty much baited me to try an entry for you on the left. And then at this moment,
yeah, no, I didn't want to bait you, bro.
and then at this moment they're already in, and that's over. Like we're literally over, because
Why is he pink?
they're inside, and then it's over.
Why was he pink?
Who? The Ash?
Yeah, go a second back. The guy on the door was pink when you paused it.
That's because I blasted him in the face.
Hi.
But yeah, ultimately,
There you see. One frame back.
really?
So just one frame. There's a frame where he's completely pink.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah,
the PK shot. That's PK shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, PK shots make the thing.
Pause it in this moment. Like he literally looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's completely pink.
That's the PK shot. But ultimately, this is what I mean. Like, you see how this guy is allowed to go inside the building and push us out?
Because of the bubble. Because we can't do nothing.
Because of the positioning at currently you're taking. You're not required to peek that corner. You're required to make sure that if we're to get
You are required to be there with the Ash. I'm
Exactly.
required to be in the building.
Well,
I understand
Ash
that.
can play. Ash can play anywhere between me and you. But ultimately, before we heal, before we actually use our heals, we can't be there. Like you can't. You can't go and bubble and medkit inside the bubble, both of you. Here, this is a throw. If he dies there, that's not your problem, because you're a Gibby. If you're gonna be bubbling, this bubble here doesn't actually do anything, because if you were to get pushed from the right side right now, you're gonna have to cancel your medkit anyway. So regardless of what happens here, you die to the zone or you die to the fight. So instead of doing this, you go inside my building and then you're medkit. So you go in here and then you medkit. If he does anything or if he dies, that's his problem. Like, I will tell him, You don't need to be there. We need to medkit because we're gonna die to zone. But if
But
both
on
of
the
you
other
have-
hand, if my client jumps between 3 guys, it's not my job to jump with him and try to help him. Even if I die with him for that? Question mark?
I mean, ultimately, even if you
It's a
even if
question mark.
even
It's
if a
question
client
mark.
dies, your job is not to sacrifice yourself for the client. Your job is to try
To
and win the fight
help him
with your
to win the
teammate.
fight.
You have
Exactly.
another pro, okay? You're gonna
Yeah,
be
exactly.
playing with clients that are way below his level.
But you were asking me a short time before what you're gonna do if your Octane runs in and engages, and I said to you, like, in worst case, I have to jump to his side and help him, remember?
Exactly, but
And I was thinking about the Ash here. He want to poke the Bloodhound, and you said don't do it, so I was okay, like, at least I bubble you, but it was wasted, right?
yes.
The
So
intention was good, but it was
the
a
intention is
thing.
good. I can understand why you think the bubble. What I mean is this bubble essentially gives them the ability to just isolate both left and right, and then the moment that this bubble is gone, they don't even need to push the Bloodhound.
Actually, this bubble helped them to
Yes.
delete our team.
Exactly. It literally
Basically,
helped them
instead of
flank.
helping my teammate.
Yes, it literally helped them because now if they were to push in,
Yeah.
they have all the options to push in. If they were to simply
Yeah.
wait out the bubble, they can still do that as well. This bubble doesn't
Yeah.
actually give them any ultimatums that put them at a disadvantage. In fact, it gives them the ultimatum. Do you guys want to int inside the bubble and win that way because both
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
are medkitting? Or do you want to simply
Yeah.
wait it out and just push from the sides and then that's it? If they were good at all, they would have pushed in a different way. 2 would here and Bloodhound from your side. Like literally Bloodhound should stay on that side and peek from the corner right here and your bubble is gone. 3, 2, 1 and the bubble is
exactly.
actually gone now. And now in this moment, now the Bloodhound
The
can
whole
just
team
blast
is
you.
fucked.
And then they
Yeah,
peek from the
exactly.
left side. They peek from the left side. I ate a battery, but at this point both of you would be getting blasted by 2 people. And then there is no saving us. Like it's literally dead. I had to just queue out and that's it. We lost the fight. So that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
You don't use the bubble in such situations. Rather, you hold the ground. You're gonna be playing with much worse clients. Like you're actually just straight up gonna end up losing more fights if you try to sacrifice yourself for clients because clients make mistakes and we're here to show them what is the outcome of those mistakes. But if you're making mistakes with them and going after them, trying to save that makes it exponentially harder to fix any mistakes because you're going in on the mistake essentially. Let them int, let them throw. If they go too far, you can tell them, look, you've died 3 times, you've died 5 times in a row, but you're going like through the field into the open, into the enemy team. Play together, just play slower.
But if I see you inting with the client, I'm not gonna be the guy who is watching in the back and say, yeah, let them in, let them throw. Like, this is not going to happen. Like, I'm not watching you guys die. Like, you know what I mean?
But you should, in this situation, you're the anchor. This is what that means by the anchor. We are not aggressing in because there's the Bloodhound ulti. We don't really want to fight into the Bloodhound ulti when we still have to medkit. If we win that fight, we're gonna die to zone because all of us are missing most of our flesh. So we all have to eat a medkit regardless of what happens. Even I have to eat another medkit after I got blasted. Even though I ate one, I have to eat another one. But I don't have the opportunity to do that because we're already getting like hard pushed. So ultimately, you can't stand on their ass all the time. They can play whatever. They can play Octane, Raid, Ash, and Int, whatever they have to do. What you do is you make sure that you're in position to win the fights with the character that you're playing. Because me and a good pro player can win a like 2v9 as long as we play together. It doesn't mean that we need to rely on the client in any way just because he's playing on some specific pick. I play with Index, I play with like Yama, with Sofo, with other pros. We have won like 5.
Don't you think I can also learn the other way around? Like, you gave me the example from this client, right? And you put him on Defense Legends to make him learn that first.
He already knows how to play Defensive Legends for the most part. He just wants to play some Ash, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like you told me about another client that had like also like problem being coached and did more mistakes and it went worse, like something like this. You remember?
Yes.
Not client, aspirant.
Well, he's not an aspirant. He
Um,
wanted to be an aspirant, but he gave up because he didn't feel like he wants to do it like right now. I think it was a good choice for him because the program went worse after my initial aspirant Frank. Like,
Yeah, but this situation, and you said like this guy, you put him on defense legend, blah blah blah, so he can learn and so on.
he actually did. He
Um,
proved a lot
yeah,
because he was a defensive legend.
But that's not my point. Like I'm just trying to make a theory, a thesis.
It doesn't
Don't you
work.
think?
No, I don't think. I
Don't
know
you-
what you're
no,
gonna say. I don't think. I absolutely do
Don't
not
you think? What about if I would be able to learn the other way around?
No, it does not work. That's not how you learn things. You don't learn the end game
If
of
I
chess.
see how you play as a Gibby while I'm playing on Wraith, like I'm the entry fragger, you are the support behind me, you are the one watching me while I'm doing the damage, and you gonna save the situation if it doesn't work. Like, how about
That does not work.
if I watch you how to play like Gibby and stuff while I'm learning to be a better Wraith for
No,
you
it does not work.
when
That's
you're
not how it works. Because you
bet.
don't.
I want to challenge. I want to challenge.
Well,
Prove it.
That's what I mean.
Prove it.
I am the one who creates the training. So why would I train in a way that makes no sense just for the sake of challenge? Like
No, because
chess,
I believe
like this
I
game is a
believe
game of
it-
chess. Okay, this game is a game.
I
of chess.
believe that it helps me in two ways. It helps me to learn that what I have the passion for while I'm watching you, how to do that on Gibby, for example. And whenever I switch to Gibby, even if I played Wraith and learned Wraith or whatever, when I know how you would do that on Gibby, like I see you coming back, bubbled me. I'm coming back maybe as a Wraith, you bubble me, for example,
Like I
and I
said,
remember
this is a game
I
of
remember
chess.
when Darken was Darken was on Gibby, he was bubbling me in such a situation. So
doesn't
I'm
work
gonna
that
do
way.
it now.
That's not how it works. There is no person that learns chess backwards. This game is a game of chess. Each team has 3 pieces, and they move in different ways. And so you don't learn
I'm good at chess.
you don't learn the end game of chess. You learn the opening first, because you can't have an end game if you die in the opening. Okay, that's basically how it
Yeah,
is.
that's
If you
true.
lose in the
That's true.
opening, you can't have an end game because your end game is in shambles if your opening is shit. That's
Yeah,
exactly
the
how it
opening
works.
is like pretty important.
Your opening,
Pretty
your opening
important.
is your fundamentals as to how to play the fights. You can have an end game where you're clutching as a raid, where you're essentially like doing all the plays as a raid, where your first initial entry is completely in shambles and your opening is in shambles. Your teammates have no space. You're you're constantly on the defensive. Your like queen is all the
can
way
we
in the
not-
spawn. Your queen is all the way in the spawn. She makes no pressure. She's literally a pawn. Like she can move one space in front.
Yeah,
of
but
the
what
pawn.
if I show you that I can do pressure and
No,
hold
you,
the team and
right now
I can.
right now you cannot. Right now you cannot.
I
I
can.
guarantee you in Masters you cannot consistently play raid as it's meant to be, because there's simply no way that you can do that at the current level that like I can see. You can.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but maybe I can prove that I can do it sometimes. Let's say 1 out of 4 times.
Unfortunately,
At least-
unfortunately, that would be great if we didn't have to play with clients and somewhat perform with clients.
We do not have to. We can have solo sessions as well.
Yeah,
Also in the special forces, for example.
yeah, but in
it's
special
al- and
forces, in
also
special
in-
forces, we're required to be playing A in shit Canelo, and B, we're also
Yeah, okay, but it's not a bad thing to try to like. Why not? Like at least do it in low tier elo. Play a good wraith. Maybe adapt it to high tier later with more damage and better.
What I mean
like,
is what
mechanics.
I mean is this is like this is just pretty much a waste of time in that sense, because what you need is games that you're actually being pressured, because you're getting too used to doing stupid stuff and getting away with it, and so therefore when you get put into a harder lobbies, you do stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying
And don't
myself.
get away with it. So that's what ends up
Exactly.
happening. So when you don't get away with it, you get tilted and upset and lose confidence. But that's
But-
for the simple fact that you have
but-
confidence in the low EVO, because in low EVO it doesn't feel like you're getting
Yeah.
punished, even though you're making a lot of mistakes. But
Wait.
when you get put in the high elo,
I got you.
now it's obvious.
Wait. I take that argument. I got you. Don't want to interrupt. I just want to save us some time. I already asked the support if we are also allowed to play in higher tiers. Yeah, during the special forces. I'm waiting for answer because I said like I think I can recruit more people in diamond lobbies because there's like more people who want to go for masters and improve, right? More people who reach their limits. And like, why not? Like, if they say we can do that, then we could do special forces in diamond or master lobbies. Maybe it's okay. If they say, like, they already say it's like harder for Apex players to recruit people because we were talking with them today, yeah,
Of
in
course.
the channel, because the Warzone people can recruit like 3 randoms because there are 5 people in a team. Like 2 aspirants can
Are they
recruit
4?
3 randoms in one game, and we are 2 guys in a team, and we can only recruit 1 in 20 minutes. Right, like 3 guys per hour, while they can like recruit 40 guys per hour. So basically,
Ultimately, it's gonna be always easier to recruit from Warzone because Warzone is already a pub game. They literally
yeah,
that's a pub game to begin with. They have no
sure,
rank.
but just by the amount of players in time that you can recruit, like Warzone players can maybe recruit like 40 per hour, and we can recruit 3 per hour. And they said they already, like in the video Ovanes made, they said like that they give us more freedom about that we can a bit more freely decide how we want to recruit the clients. Also, we can invite them and play a second game with them. Like, and it's fine. And my question is just if we also can change like the ranks, if it has to be low tier or also play higher tier. Because if we could do that, then it would be really good for me and you to practice. We could try to get clients in diamond and also master lobbies while we are improving such things where you need to do more pressure as a wraith or you fuck up. And then, yeah, okay, you go back to lobby. This guy is not going to be like, we don't need to make advertisement for this because it was fucked up, right? We just go next, right?
Ultimately, I wish they actually like just moved special forces to non-mandatory, so that like people that want to do it and can do it are able to.
Yeah.
Because there are people in Warzone that generally can bring clans that way. I'm not arguing against it. I'm arguing against the fact that in Apex it's very poorly made, A, and B, in general, not everybody feels comfortable doing it. So that's, in my opinion,
Of course. But
not supposed to be happening.
If the reason why we cannot practice it in low tier lobbies because I'm not going to be able to do enough damage, blah blah, then we could just maybe try that for the special forces while we do something that maybe you don't like to do. Yeah, and if it's going well, I'm happy to like tell myself about Legion Farm, and you don't have to do it while we are just working on me as Wraith and me. For example, like it would be all included, right? It would not hurt anyone. It wouldn't be a client. Nobody would money for it. You know.
That's the thing. Nobody's also gaining too much from it either, because I wish they, at least if they're gonna be doing this, paid normal money for like for the special
Okay, we
forces.
can discuss
Because-
that with them. Probably we can discuss that about
Yes.
more money or not. Like, this is a topic, but
If they actually gave somewhat normal money, yeah, but they're essentially like,
let's that keep open. Like, let's say such things could be solved. Let's say that.
if they
Like,
do solve that, I don't think it's too bad.
We could try to put me on Wraith in special forces, and I IGL or not, or you IGL, but I try to, like, show you that I can pop off on this legend, and like we can rewatch it or not, and like that was bullshit, or you say like that was actually good. And even if it happens like 5 times that I do something good and 5 times something bad, even then, like, it's not going to hurt a lot, and I'm going to learn from it. And
Yeah,
it's
that is
not
true.
happening with a client.
If they like, usually this is basically the case of this would be like playing with actual clients, but yeah, the special forces thing is kind of, I don't know, like in my opinion, in my opinion, if they're gonna do the special forces, they have to pay some normal money, because most people in respect.
I mean,
in a
we will
respectable
have to
countries,
do it,
you
and
will
we
not you
we
will not have the opportunity to do it all the time because you're literally getting like $6 an hour. $6 an hour is
For-
like £4 an hour. £4 an hour
I-
is a third of what normal salary is here in the UK per hour.
I know.
So yeah,
I know,
ultimately-
but beside that, like the situation itself would be really perfect for like training things you cannot do in front of a client, right?
yes, absolutely.
For
That-
example,
that I can
fucking
agree
up with raid.
That I can agree with.
So this would be the space